How do you achieve your greatness?
There's no margin for error.
No room for mistakes.
You need total control.
Your success is determined by your grit.
It takes thousands of hours perfecting your moves.
And only the strong survive.
You think you've paid your dues?
You think you're ready to enter the arena?
Think again.
This is the Telkom Digital Gaming League,
This is where legends fight till the last second.
where the action explodes straight through your system.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Dota players around the world. Welcome to tonight's continuous round of 7. We've got Pulse Gaming versus Ventus Dota. Beautiful Sunday evening. Gonna be one for the night. We've got Pulse Gaming on a little bit of a pivotal point where they need to actually win this game to actually take them into a tied position against Energy. So it's going to be a big one for them. Ventus yet to have won, or at least yet to take a game under their hat yet. So we'll see if the boys can do it. The roster has actually been changed up from Ventus. Had a little bit of confusion last week. But nonetheless, the guys are ready to rock and roll. I am Jabba, joined by the lovely Succubus. And we hope it's going to be a great game, great cast. So give us your thoughts out there and let's have a cracker.
Yeah, I mean, the roster has changed quite a bit. I mean, we're saying goodbye to Arrant and Night Wraith, as well as Kronos, aka 3. And joining them will be Vivid, Kritzy, and I believe Alvain. So we do still have 2 of the original players, but let's see how this new roster maybe can bring them a win in the Master Series tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean, considering what we saw from this team in the previous matchup against Energy, they actually gave Energy a little bit of a run for their money, considering that the players were new. There was a lot of shuffling around on the day, and still were able to bring their heads into the game and actually, I mean, I wouldn't say they put up a good fight. They really put up a good fight, considering the team that they did go up against. So we'll see if it makes.
It was like a first division team last time that they played. The whole first division, the sister team of Ventus, and I mean they held their own up against the likes of Energy, and they believe they did take a game from them as well. So, but they unfortunately didn't win the series, but they did take a game off of them, and it was quite astonishing to see players like that take on Energy and actually do really well. So I'm very excited to see the new Ventus lineup here tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they can do it, they can do it. So we're going to hold on to our hats, see how things go. I mean, looking at the draft already, no unusual suspects so far in terms of the bans. I mean, LD getting out of there, Shadow Demon being banned out, Slaughter, Centaur, really common picks. But what's really taken me by surprise is the Kunka for the side of Ventus. We saw it quite often picked in the previous update. I mean, let's say Dota 6. Dota 7, I mean, Kunka hasn't really featured much. And now all of a sudden, Ventus jumping onto this bad boy.
Well, Kunka is a very good support these days. He can transition into the late game, but that Tidebringer in a team fight is absolutely amazing. I mean, that it's a giant cleave. It's quite annoying in lane as well. I mean, if you're close to the creep wave, you lose quite a bit of your HP there as well. But what does make him brilliant, for me, the Torrent is kind of a hard stun to hit unless you have some setup for it. Not every player can land a Torrent that well, but what does make him really good is the X marks the spot, because you not only is it like a glimpse, but you can choose when to bring the hero back as well, and you can put it on yourself, on enemies, on your teammates. So it's a very versatile skill. But what he is picked up mostly for is that ghost ship, because it's also upgraded with Aghanim Scepter, where it pushes the entire enemy team. But that aura, well, not the aura, the effect they get after the ghost ship has landed, it does really nice. It's delayed reduction to incoming damage, which is huge. And the rum also receives, you get bonus movement speed. It's just so good, the ghost ship, once it's landed. It's hard for a team to actually fight against it. It's kind of like when Avenge dies, you do reduce damage, but
This is a little bit more, makes
little bit better.
the team a little bit more tanky.
Yeah, it's not just that, because you receive both movement speed bonuses, which is nice. So you can catch up to whoever you're trying to kill. You can also, a delayed reaction to incoming damage, so you're not hitting as hard. Your spells are not doing as much. So I mean, Kunkka for me is a very good roaming support. It can make things happen early, and in conjunction with the Ogre Magi, it's just really two good roaming tanky supports. Hard to take down, and they've got some amazing skill sets. So
you're confirming it's a support.
Yeah, that's definitely a Kunkka support. I don't see it as a carry or mid these days anymore. There's just better options for that, in my opinion. But as far as a roaming duo go, I mean, Ogre and Kunkka, very, very good. I mean, we do see the max ignite these days. So, I mean, that's slow with the torrent into a stun. Bloodlust is absolutely amazing. The ghost ship, obviously, you know my thoughts on that. So, for me, these are two very good balanced supports that can make rotations and kills early. So, I expect a lot of action coming out from Ventus. But on the same side of the coin, we have Avenge and a Jug. Very, very good. And Healing Ward is amazing. It's so amazing. Like that heal, I mean, on max level, it's 5% max health per second, which is massive, especially in a team fight. If you can position your healing more nicely, I mean, your team can stay alive a lot longer than the enemy team. I mean, obviously, it's very easy to right-click it down. Just a lot of people tend to forget about the healing ward, It's like, just click the healing ward in the fight, please, because he always somehow gets the survivability. Of course, that free BKB is going to help him, and he's got Avenge to swap him out of trouble, to stun him. I don't see this as a core Venge. It hasn't. The only team that's really run it successfully is APG, but again, the only player to run it successfully has been Adastum. So core Venges have been attempted by other teams in the Master Series, but it just hasn't, done that great.
Well, I mean, I've been watching a lot of the international Dota at the moment. The Masters, the Kiev Masters have actually started, and I was actually able to catch one of the SEA games earlier today. And in the lineup, they were actually playing a Jug, and an Ogre Magi decided to come into lane. Let me right-click down this ward. So what happened was the Jugger player was actually microing his healing ward. Eventually, to say the least, he macroed the healing ward. The Ogre couldn't find it. Jugger spinned him down, right-clicked him, and he was dead. So I suspect we may see something similar in the game to come, but we'll see if it comes out. But that filthy Pudge shows its face once again, and keeps popping up constantly in the Masters. I mean, it just shows you how the roaming supports are now becoming this new meta of the game. I mean, you want to get these supports that run around, roam around, and make the plays, especially helping out the mid.
Yeah, well, Pudge for me is a brilliant pickup here, especially against the sniper. It's the one thing that can actually get to the back without having to get into the fight, with that ridiculous range that hook does have at max level. Plus, when he gets to a certain level, it's every 3 seconds, and then he gets the ether lens as well, which is pretty disgusting. So, Pudge definitely a good roaming support here these days, but it's a very risky pick, because if he doesn't get those early pickoffs, those early kills, when he gets to the 18, 20, 25 minute mark, the Pudge is very, very squishy, and he can't really hook anything and hope to survive. So it's very important that this Pudge gets the flesh heap stacks that he needs early. So he has to roam. He really has to roam, and he has to make those kills around the map. But here we have the Ember Spirit as well, very good at catching the sniper at the back of the lines and getting out. So, and Sniper is quite squishy. If you do get on him, it's very easy to take down. But then he's got the likes of Kunkka, he's got Ogre, he's got a lot of backup. They've also got a lot of catch. But for me, they've got a ways to deal with the sniper here, on the side of Pulse Gaming at least. So I don't think the sniper is going to be that much of an annoyance.
Well, I mean, I'm worried about the mid lane matchup. I mean, Ember Spirit, yes, Sniper's going to be throwing the shrapnel down, throwing out his right clicks. Ember Spirits, I mean, he can slide a fist a little bit of the damage out, and jumping onto the sniper, I mean, he's relatively soft in the early parts of the game. If you start building him into Scuddy and start making him a little bit more tanky, Sniper can eventually hold his own. But in the early parts of the game, I'm a little bit worried, as well as, I mean, you've got the Ember Spirit. If he gets the Searing Chains off, you become rooted, and the Phantom Assassin's not going to be able to actually blink out of the root. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit of, I'm a little bit worried for the side of Ventus, especially just specifically with that Ember Spirit
No,
pickup.
just this, yeah. The sniper pickup against the Ember into Pudge is not fun because, like you said, you root, and then it just frees up the hook for the Pudge. And unless someone wants to sacrifice themselves and run in front of the sniper, I mean, it's a really easy hook setup for this Pudge. But that take aim is going to be very annoying against that Ember Spirit because he's going to be able to be all the way at the back right-clicking. But again, they have a lot of catch, and as you also mentioned before, the root is amazing for the Phantom towards the Phantom Assassin. She can't blink out of roots. Same with Ember Spirit as well. Like I'm assuming one of them might get a lot of 8-stars just to deal with this Ember Spirit, but you can always go for the Yules, the Manta, that type of thing to kind of evade it a bit. But we do have the Tidehunter on the field. Some huge wombo combos here. I mean, Darkseer, one of the really good off-laners as well. So he can basically hold his own in a lane. And when he gets that soul ring into a little bit of a level, he can have 3 iron shells in one lane, which is pretty damn annoying. It's hard to farm against it. But yeah, I mean, the Tidehunter is going to be able to set up quite a bit for them, and he's one of the heroes that he gets the early mana boots and mana boots and mechanism. And because of the Kraken Shell, he can literally run into the team, take a bit of damage, and just brush it off and get his ulti off. Not just that, it's got a huge AOE, so he doesn't really have to be that close to the enemy to get the Ravage off. It's just a guaranteed Ravage every time, even without a blink. But I suspect he'll go for the mech mana boots into the blink and then finish off the GG boots, possibly even a pipe if the Ember Spirit does choose to go for the Veil of Discord, like we have seen quite a bit. So I mean, it is a natural pipe mech carrier, so it could help him out quite a bit.
All right, well, game 1 of this best of 3, we got Ventus versus Pulse Gaming. Playing for the side of the Radiant will be Ventus. Let's go around and introduce the players. We've got Joram Bernard playing our shooting little sniper. We've got Kritzy going to be playing our Tidehunter. In the bot lane, we have got Alvin going to be playing our Kunkka. On the Phantom Assassin, we have got Vivid. And last but not least, we've got Sia going to be playing on our blue-headed Ogre Magi. Please do the introductions for the side of the Dyers. They actually have smoked up. So before you go around and do the introductions, let's just see what pans out here. They're rotating quite deep around here. They actually haven't spotted out. Look, they're on the high ground here, the side of Pulse. So they may actually, they're actually just waiting for them to come down to steal the ruin. They're actually just waiting. Oh, if Fatty gets this hook off, this could be massive.
I've got a bit of a weird problem. I seem to be following the Kunkka and I can't click on anything else. I might have to re-enter the game here.
Alrighty, well there we go. It's Magic Missile out. There comes the Rot. There comes the Blade Fury, and easy peasy. We do have Joram hitting the deck, and it may actually turn into a double kill. Kritzy actually been chased out here. Iron Shell up onto Aghanim, and he's not going to be able to chase it out as it goes to his sanctuary of the tier 1 tower. They're going to pick up the bounty rune as well. Fatty picks up a beautiful little rune there for himself, and bounty rune still in the top lane there for them to go back and receive. So nice little first gank there coming out from the side of Pulse, really showing their dominance.
Yeah.
Have you able to rejoin yet, or
I'll
think you might have to reconnect?
I'll reconnect now. I just want to go and introduce them as well, and then I'll get out of dodge. Okay, well guys, we have Doppler on that Vengeful Spirit, the Rage Boss himself on that Darkseer, Smacker mid on that Ember Spirit, Aghanim on the Carry Juggernaut, and last but not least we have the Fady on the Pudgies.
Well,
Okay,
I mean,
I'll be right back.
all right, perfect. Well, it looks like they're just going to go toe-to-toe. Yeah, Mr. Kritzy and Fatty, both very low HP. Fatty realizing that he still actually hasn't popped that shrine, knowing that he can't fight under that shrine. That would be a big mistake from his part. But I mean, just looking at the combo that we can see here from Pulse, something that is super scary is we have the Darkseer. We have the Darkseer that's also going to be able to Iron Shell up the Pudge. That's going to be able to do a little bit more damage as soon as he starts running out. It looks like, again, this time now, Doppler and Fatty both trying to find Kritzy. What's great about a Tide as an offlaner is, I mean, he can always return to the jungle if he's put under a lot of pressure. So it's going to be a lot of plays that need to come out from Pulse to actually see if they can actually find a gank. They've got this safe lane try that they're trying to make work here. But I mean, if they don't really pick up a kill, it's a little bit of time wasted. So you're going to probably start seeing a little bit of more rotations coming out from Fatty as well as our Doppler on the Venge to try and see if they can pick up something. Kritzy's trying to return back to this creep stack. He's going to spot out Doppler. Doppler super cheeky, stealing out the bounty room under his nose. So that's super unfortunate for Kritzy. But okay, we're going to see how this lane turns out for them so far.
I literally can't move on the map. I don't understand. Is it a bug or something? Because
Previously, I had to actually restart my entire Dota. Not even just reconnect.
I think I'm gonna do that as well. I'm sorry, people. I will be right back. I'm sorry, Jabba.
I'm waiting for you. But now mid lane, X marks the spot into Torrent. There's the shrapnel. Smacker trying to get away. Gets the searing chains off onto Alvin, but is it going to be enough? More shrapnel comes down. And there comes the flame guard. Not going to help out too much. Trying to get to Roach to see if he can deny himself. This will be quite big. He tries to duck down. There comes the magic missile. And Jerome still picks up the kill. And Fatty gets the return kill there on Alvin. So not too bad. Jerome picking up quite a bit of XP there. Alvin sharing out just a little bit as he didn't go down before. We did see the loss there onto Smacker. So now the rotations coming out from Fatty and Vengeville. A little bit too late, I suppose. Losing Smacker, quite a big deal. Jerome still actually being able to live through it. Losing your Kunka, especially the position that he's playing, is not a bad situation. The fact that Jerome actually picked up the kill and survived through all of that, really good. Really good situation for them so far. Taking a look at the bot lane though. Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a tougher lane here for the side of Ventus. I mean, if the Darkseer is able to just constantly spam up this Iron Shell, going to make it really hard for the PA to actually get farmed out. She's probably going to be dagger farming quite a bit. She's already got 2 points into dagger. Easy.
That dagger is pretty
work.
Annoying. That dagger is so annoying.
And I mean, it's going to do so much work in just terms of farming. I mean, look, the lane's going to constantly be pushed under this tier 1 tower. So it's going to make it really difficult for a Rage Boss to even get close. But now Sia looks like he's trying to spot out Rage Boss. Going to cancel out the clarity. And I think that's all that's going to happen.
Cancel.
Yeah.
And then on mid, looks like Smacker's in quite a bit of trouble here. Tries to root them up, but one last right click is going to be able to do it. See, this is the power of roaming Kunkas and roaming Ogres. Like, it's just, it makes such a big difference early game. And it creates a lot of space having supports like this.
Well, I mean, if you're constantly getting around, I mean, he's level 3 at the moment. I mean, level 3, let's have a look at what our Ogre's sitting at. Ogre's been in lane constantly. He's also level 3. So when your supports are actually involved in fights, getting the kills, being involved in action, I mean, you still level just as quick as if you were in lane. And this is what this new meta is all about. But now we've got a little bit of engagement. Bots here getting that stun off, trying to make a play onto Rage Boss. Doppler comes in. Rage Boss goes down. Alvin trying to see if he can make something happen. Doesn't have X marks the spot available just yet. He actually used it earlier. So that is not available to him. And you're going to be able to walk away. Doppler. So far, the cause for the side of Pulse taking a beating.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate because, I mean, Ember looks like Ember's dropping low again.
Jerome looks wants to go for it.
One more right click. One more. Oh. Okay, he's gonna take a bit more. Okay, that hook.
Oh, Fatty.
That was a blind hook though, so you kind of had to predict where the sniper was. The creep wave wasn't coming in just yet, and he just out of the range of the tower as well. So, yeah, it's just a blind hook. It wasn't actually a mistake. People want to put it that way, but yeah, Jerome. It's quite an interesting build here. Not taking a take aim just yet, so maxing the shrapnel and headshots. So he's going for max slow and stuns here. But here's Alvin again. X marks the spot into Torrent, and I think Fady might go down here in the mid.
This is just too bad for them. Rot, no, not going to be good enough to actually get the deny off, and goes down as well. And you don't want to give this sniper this kind of head start. I mean, already. He gets so far ahead when it comes to the later part of the game. I mean, what kind of items can we expect on Jerome now? Dragon Lance, Hurricane, Maelstrom.
That's the build that I would go for, is like the Maelstrom, Dragon Lance, into Skadi, into full on Mjolnir, into maybe even a Satanic just to tank up even more. But now Fady's gone on to Seer here.
Yeah, this is one dead Ogre Magi. He may be tanky, he may have quite a bit of armor, but he just cannot withstand against all what the side of Pulse have to actually throw out. And with all of that, PA actually gets himself out of dodge.
We do have a haste on the Kunka, so maybe he's going to rotate mid again, but the haste just wore off. No, but it is unfortunate. I mean, you did have we did have Doppler come and rotate into the Rage Boss late to try and make a kill on the Ogre. I mean, even with half HP, with a full stun Iron Shell on him, he still was able to get out because he's such a tanky support. It's really hard to take an Ogre down sometimes, but I think 3 heroes, should be able to do it pretty efficiently. And it does
Even
look
with
like
Terror
the
Wave,
call-
it makes it easier.
Yeah. No, Terror just to reduce his armor, just a touch, But it does look like the call is to have Smacker go into the jungle and catch up this way. And, it's at this point, he really does have to catch up quite a bit now. I think he's gone down He's gone down twice in the mid here. So not having the best start on the Ember Spirits. And does look like he's going to go for the Hand of Midas on the Ember just to catch up on those levels and farm. Because, I mean, like I said, he's been shut down pretty hard in the mid here. But it's going to take him a lot longer to come online with this build, though, unfortunately.
Oh, and I mean, surprisingly, I would have actually expected Ember should be winning this lane. Top lane, though.
Not really against the sniper. If the sniper gets help, that's a dead Ember Spirit. He can't really get out. I mean, he gets headshotted and shrapnel down. The slow still applies, but Rage Boss taking an inordinate amount of damage, actually getting the kill with that Iron Shell creep. So, I mean, at least he traded somewhat evenly. Yes, it's a support for a core. It's still not ideal, but at least he took someone down. And it does look like the Kunkka is going to pick up some of the cheeky infused raindrops. So, going to be able to make his rotations a little bit more easier for him, so it doesn't go down so quickly to the magic damage here. They definitely are going to need a pipe, especially against the likes of a Darkseer and Ember Spirits. Magic Missile's not that great. Yeah, Critzy should be just fine. He's got level 2 Kraken, Anchor Smash to boot. He's just fine. Plus he's got extra armor from that Iron Talon. So yeah, it's hard to take down a Tidehunter unless you've got a lot of nuke, because he can pretty much evade quite a bit.
I mean, he'll almost become eventually, let's say, very difficult to kill. I mean, he gets himself the GG boots, blink, maybe the pipe even a little bit later. And eventually it's going to be impossible for the side of Pulse to actually deal with her Tide. I mean, he's going to be in there throwing out the Ravagers, and then you can't get... He's going to just be body blocking for the sniper. It's going to be really difficult. I think it's really going to be up to Fatty to actually really get Jerome off guard and try and get him out of that position that you want to actually be hiding in.
The thing is with their team, they've got a lot of catch and knockdown. Like, you got X marks the spot, you've got Torrent, you've got the boats. So on that one hero alone, there's a lot of lockdown. Then of course you've got the Ogre Magi with that Fire Blast and Ignite, which slows down people quite a bit. And then obviously you've got the PA that's just RNG king. But I think the worst part is that Tidehunter is always going to get his Ravage off. Yes, BKBs, you've got the spin that could maybe dodge it, maybe get a Yule Scepter or two to Yules when the Tidehunter comes in. That could also work. But then again, you've also got the sniper that's right-clicking all the way at the back, now starting to get levels in that take aim, very close to his Dragon Lance, and then we all know Maelstrom to follow up on that eventually as well. So the lightning procs are not going to be fun to deal with at all. And then he's got an Ogre to Bloodlust him, and then remember, he gets at level 10, he gets that plus 15 attack speed. So, I mean, that with the Ogre and the Dragon Lance, it's going to be, it's not going to be very fun.
No, sorry, carry on.
No, it's
I had a train of thought. But we'll get there. Now he's been caught in the bushes, Mr. Rage Boss. He can't even surge out. Okay, eventually he does. He has actually been ignited up. And yes, he's go nowhere. Stunned in the face. And he will be brought down. Mid lane, though, we do have Fatty actually invised up. Is level 6. Might actually be able to do something here on Jerome. He does. The Rot is good. Gonna get the Dismember off. Waiting for the hook. Doppler gonna get the Magic Missile off. And Fatty getting the kill there on the sniper. That is a big kill for the side of Pulse. Something drastically that was badly needed. But now top lane, there comes the Torrent. Gonna catch out Aghanim. He's gonna actually just dance for the win and TP out. He's not gonna go down as well. So my train of thought now actually was actually revolved around the Pudge in the mid lane, because Ember's actually been resorted to the jungle.
He can't do anything about the sniper, especially because he's been getting so much help from the roaming Kunkka. It's okay, well, I'm just gonna die. I'm just gonna feed if I go mid. Let me just try get myself some items here in the jungle, get a pickle for 2 when I can. But it is going to force out MKBs as well. I mean, they've got some decent nuke for the PA. They've got the Omni Slash. They've got They've got the Ember Spirit Searing Chains, the Flame Guard that can eat through the PA, but if they're going to want to go toe-to-toe with this thing, they're going to need MKBs, and it's going to have to force out quite a big item from them as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, the fact that Ember had to actually resign to the jungle put Fatty mid. You take away the roaming potential of the Pudge and the reason you pick up a Pudge. So, I mean, already you can see their style of play has actually been a little bit hindered. But looking now in the bot lane, you got a little bit of engagement. Good hook, saving out his partner. Terev coming out, thinking it was an enemy, but now Ragebot's going to be caught in the thick of it. Yeah, he goes down. Now we got Aghanim. He's going to spin and TP out. He's actually been iron shelled up regardless. And already the side of Ventus making easy work there, taking down the one, almost bringing down Aghanim's on the Jugger.
It's quite interesting though, because Kritzy does have the Ravage up. There were two heroes on the sidelines, right? And then the jug almost under the tower there. But oof, okay, boats kind of getting. He tried to get the boats off to maybe deny the tower there in the top lane, but it didn't work. But like I said, it was weird that he didn't Ravage, because there was two heroes quite close to him and a third like right under his tower. They could have potentially walked over a bit more than that if they had vision there and they knew the heroes were there. But yeah, because I mean, like I said, Ravage has a huge AoE. I mean,
yeah, no, it's absolutely massive.
The radius is 1025. That's quite big.
could we say that Smacker has just invented a new meta? I mean, look at the last hits in terms here, but just looking at this bot lane, Fatty gets the hook off onto Mr. Ogre Magi. Does go down. Wall was being dropped. Nothing further. X marks the spot. Then to Torrent. Fatty taking a chunk of damage here. Not as tanky as you think in the beginning. Hasn't put any levels into his flesh heap. There's another X marks the spot. Dagger. Gonna be good. Viva picking up a kill there. Drop to the next one. That could get himself into trouble now. He's going to actually walk it off. But now, yeah, Jagger gets spotted out. Vivid throwing out that Stifling Dagger. It is just such a massive slow. And now they're looking for more. Aghanim, Smacker, or Alvin throws down the boat. Torrent, gonna be a good boat. No, it actually doesn't. Misses both. And
it was a fail.
Yeah, that was a fail. Now Alvin actually being caught out. Just keeping Vivid alive. They don't actually spot her out. He's able to TP out. Alvin does bite the dust anyway. So not a bad rotation. They're not picking up the big prize kill as that would have liked.
Well,
but
hey,
still.
I suppose it's better that they go for him than chase the PA and the Tidehunter. I mean, it's better that a support dies than the cause. You know, it's always a better trade for the enemy team. Like rather let me die, you guys get the hell out. You know, it's a lot better that way. But it is going to give Smacker some much needed experience. But it does look like he's going for that Battle Fury build. So looking to stay well out of that team fight. Just throwing down the sleight of fist every now and again.
Well, I'm actually super interested. I want to take a look at the net worths. I know it's really early in the game to actually have a look at this, but
no, not at all.
I mean, we've got a jungling Smacker. I mean, let's just have a look at the net worths. Okay, Jug is sitting on 6.4, PA sitting on 5.8, Sniper sitting on 5.8, and Smacker sitting on 5.3. So even if he's being chased out of the mid lane,
yeah, going to the jungle was definitely the play. It was definitely the call to make. I mean, yes, they lost their tower pretty early, but he's at least catching up or staying on par with the enemy team's cause as well. So it was definitely the right call to make here.
No, absolutely. I mean, considering that he's staying toe-to-toe, considering that mid lane was lost, I'd say pretty hard. And looks like they want to make a play out bot. They do get the chains off, so he's going to go nowhere. And the magic missile to finish him off. So they pick up a kill, and they may actually return to actually pick up the stack. These are big losses here for the side of Ventus.
Yeah, that's one thing about a PA is that yes, it's hard to right click her down if you don't have an MKB, but she is so vulnerable to magic nuke. So if you got decent nuke, you can take care of that PA pretty easily until of course she gets that BKB. Then she's a problem. Then you have to force out the MKBs and that sort of thing. But like I said, they do have the Omni Slash deal with a PA. If they catch her alone, she could be in a lot of trouble. But here's Alvain getting nicely rotted up there. Yeah.
I mean, look at these aggressive wards here from
they
Pulse.
need it.
I mean, look at this.
They need it. They've got a Pudge on the map. He needs vision. There we go.
Omni Slash coming out. It's actually split the damage between Sia and Jerome. This could be a little bit of trouble here. Aghanim's going to try and spin it out. There comes the shrapnel into a big blast. Now he's still fighting under the shrapnel. There comes the assassinate. Stifling Dagger. Oh, that swap. Almost actually breaking that. But
unfortunately, it does not. Yeah, he needs to blink out of it. It's the only thing that can really, stop assassinate is just to blink. Blink at the exact right time, and you can evade it, assassinate. But yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate there for them. And Fady just going down like a creep. to the PA. PA is starting to crit on almost every hit.
Well, I mean, she's going
you
for
see
that.
this? Look at this. He's not critting. Okay, there he crits once, but he crits now on creeps, right? Like this is when I play PA. I crit on creeps all the time, like hits after hit. When it comes to the hero, no, it will take me 5 or 6 hits before I actually crit. It's like, can I please crit? Can I please crit? Just some people are just so lucky with the RNG, but it's also got to do a lot with your attack speed. The more attack speed you have, the more likely you are to crit. I mean, it is a chance. But it does look like it has got that Vladimir's offering up, which is quite nice since there is 4 melees on the side of Ventus here, and going for that Desolator now as well, so reducing the team's armor by quite a bit.
Well, I'm keen to see, I mean, Vivid building into that standard, like, pub build, I'd say, the Deso face boots. We know that the Battle Fury actually did get buffed in the new update. Surprising that players don't actually opt for the Battle Fury. I mean, we know Ember's trying to pick up one, Smacker's trying to get one. I only got the Perseverance to his name at the moment.
Well, you can't really man mode this team. I mean, with the Ravage, the boats, you know, the sniper, the PA, it's hard to fight into. So rather do as much damage as you can from the sidelines. So Sleight of Fist is definitely the way to go here. Aghanim now evading that X marks the spot, but someone's gotten caught out here on the side by Fady and Doppler. There we go.
Fady gets caught out. Vivid once more, though. X marks the spot into Torrent. There it goes. Fady going to pay for his sins. Doesn't actually get the deny off. Now they're trying to make a play on Doppler. Blink, dagger. This Doppler is going to go down, and Chrissy actually leaving it for Vivid. You could actually see he was trying to animate the gush, and then he realized, no, this is easy work, and they bring down 2 players for the side of Pulse. Losing Jerome, though, just being caught a little bit with his pants down, and I think the biggest reason is they don't have wards. Having a look at the map, I mean, this is a
they do have wards, but they've got the Radiant's got they've got pretty aggressive wards here, and they've lost 2 towers. They need a little bit more defensive warding here. I mean, it's just to spot, because I mean, when you have heroes like a Pudge and Ember, that type of thing, they are going to roam. They are going to be sneaky, and they're going to try and get onto your side of the map. So I mean, Ember's used to pick off people. Venge is there to roam, pick off people. Pudge is there to pick off people. Jug catches you alone, you're pretty much dead with an Omni Slash into a spin. So, I mean, they really do need some more defensive warding here, just to spot out the team so they can initiate. Because they've got huge initiation. They've got a Ravage, they've got a boat, but we might see a big engagement here in the mid. Aghanim and Fady and Rage Boss are nicely bunched up here.
Oh, there comes X marks the spot. Fady, you're the next target. There comes the Torrent. Vivid jumps in, makes easy work of Fady. The chase is not off yet. Still got all the ultis up here for the side of Ventus. They're trying to see if they can find Rage Boss. Just one Ravage could actually stop it, and they actually decide not to pop it. And Mr. Rage Boss on the dark here gets out pretty easy.
The last time Rage Boss tried to TP out like that, Ulven had a nice boat to his face, so he didn't get out the last time, but he gets out this time pretty cleanly into the trees there. We do have Smacker here, however, got his eyes set on that sniper.
Well, he actually runs straight into it, throws off the chains, not going to be able to do much. He's going to try and TP out. Is it going to be enough? It is, by the skin of his teeth. Jerome just being able to TP. I mean, that was a clutch TP. I mean, if you waited a second, if you waited a click later, he would have actually been dead. So very quick thinking there. And
thank you, Dragon Lance. That's all he could say right now.
That little bit of extra tankiness just made him survive through it.
But he's almost got his Hurricane Pike up. He's also got the Maelstrom up as well. So, yeah. But that's also actually what actually really did save him there as well was the Infused Raindrops. We didn't actually notice that. Well, I didn't until now. The Infused Raindrops. It's actually really good pickup here against that Ember Spirit. Yeah,
it absorbs a lot of that magic damage. I think, what's it, 150 damage? It absorbs 120 magical blocks. So,
yeah.
I mean, if it procs every 5 seconds and you block it out, what's it? Blocks damage within 5 charges. Okay, 7 seconds for it to come off cooldown. I mean,
the initial Flame Guard into Searing Chains, he blocked quite a bit of that damage. It's the Remnants. He took a lot of damage from the Remnant though. I believe that Ember used all 3 of his Remnants on the sniper just to try burst him down. But unfortunately, he got out. So no pick off for Smacker today. It was very close though. It was very close, but. the conjunction between the infused ray drops and of course that dragon lance was easily evaded. But he's got an answer for the root now. He's got that hurricane pike coming to him very, very soon. So he'll be able to at least force staff himself away from the root. He won't be able to do anything else, but yeah, it's still something at least.
Well, as far as I know, the roots is not the hurricane pike's not even going to help. I mean, if you root it, it's not going to be able to allow us to get away. But now Fatty jumping down under the tier 2, sees the TP's coming in. They decide to actually get up. And Rage Boss, he wants a part of it, drops the wall into Vac. Not going to be good enough. And 2 go down here for the side of Pulse. They just kind of got caught to their pants down. Beautiful TP support coming out from Ventus. I mean, that was
They did expend quite a bit there. That's 2 massive ultis on cooldown. I mean, okay, Boat's got a very short cooldown, but Ravage expended for those 2 heroes. I think they could have maybe gotten the pickoffs without it. Possibly save the Ravage now for the Rosh in case they get contested.
I don't think they'd even think of coming into the pit with those 2 players down. I mean, you take Fatty out there,
Yeah,
comes
but you've
your
got 2 big
potential.
ultis, okay? You've got 2 big ultis that are now on cooldown. They could actually potentially contest this.
Well, look how quick it drops down now. Aghanim getting Xbox the spot. Gonna blade it through. Vivid getting the kill onto the Venge. Fatty going down. Now we've got the Torrent and oh, good night, sweetheart. They're trying to chase up more Vivid. Getting the bash off. Can't go anywhere. The GG boots do come out and they're just gonna run it off. They may not look for more here, but the Aegis is down. They could actually want to just chase straight into the base. I mean, look at Vivid. He's looking for more. He's searching for a target. This is like a homing missile that just is looking for something.
Oh, why not? He's got ages. He can YOLO if he wants to.
I mean, PA, this is what's so scary about the Ventus lineup. I mean, they are pretty much always ready to fight. Between the Ogre Magi, the Sniper, the PA, the Kunkka, I'd say, with just his Torrent and X marks the spot. I mean, this team is like constantly ready to fight for the side of Pulse. I mean, they pretty much as well, but they've got just
but
more
also
damage.
Jerome, just look at he just doesn't take any of the damage because he's so far out of the team fights. But oh no, Quincy gets hooked.
Another wall coming down. Rage Boss trying to do some work there. Vivid gets swapped back in. They're trying to make a play here. Aegis is almost going to go down. Not going down just yet. Tanking through all of it. And the Aegis is now down. There comes out the hook. Finding Jerome. I don't know where you find him through all of that. Kritzy got a huge amount of damage. Trying to make a play on Smacker. But Vivid is back. And this is a problem. Taking the Omni Slash to the face here. Not even tanking or sharing the tankiness, but Vivid trying to find more, trying to go into Fatty. Magic Missile going to hold him into place, taking a chunk of damage, and this is one dead PA, giving away 742 gold to the Jugger. But Mr. Tide still under attack. Fatty, Mr. Kritzy could have maybe picked up a kill there very quick. Now picks up
he gets the invis run. It's his lucky day.
Oh, but Rage Boss can actually see that he's still charging. There comes out the Terror. Fatty gets caught out! And even with Invis, not good enough. But I mean, if he was a little bit... I was thinking he was actually trying to turn around to actually find the kill onto Fatty. Essentially, I think that's what he was really trying to do.
Maybe, but he would definitely die if he did that. That's very greedy. He would have definitely died. Maybe he was thinking, okay, 1 anchor smash and I'll maybe blink away, but he does not have blink yet, so it would have been a very greedy play, and I think he would have gone down respective of that as well if he went for that, because I mean he was quite surrounded there, but that sentry ward there revealing him out, yeah, well he goes down, and it was quite good to see them defend like that. I mean we've got a beautiful vacuum wall coming out from Rage Boss there that actually turned the fight quite a bit, so. Well played to him there. They were able to save some of their racks. The melee barracks is still standing, so if it does take damage, it can regen up. So it's at least good. They've saved their racks.
I mean, with the lineup that Pulse has, is going to constantly put pressure on the lanes. I mean, you got the split pushing Ember. I mean, Ember's really love to be in this kind of situation. He has got his Battle Fury now. He has got his Chrysalis and his BOTs. So he's going to push out the lane, then TP into battle, Remnant back if he needs to. Same with the likes of the Darkseer. He's going to just be able to iron shell up the creep wave, let it push in. So it's going to constantly force the side of Ventus to fight together. And when that happens, they have got a massive, huge amount of fights. I mean, they're going to be running into these guys constantly, pretty much 5 all the time. I did notice the gem up onto the Ogre. A couple of bit more dewarding that needs to take place here, Mr. Sia.
And it's a bit unfortunate because they're all melee, so it's hard to see on cliffs. Just maybe use the the shrapnel from the sniper to see over the cliffs there, so they don't have to expend using a ward. But yeah, the sniper has gone for the classic plus 20 shrapnel, or the shrapnel
I
DPS.
smell a dead PA. I
Do
smell
smell a dead
correct.
PA, and you will be correct. She
I
has not got
smell-
BKB yet.
I smell a dead PA. Rage Boss just like blinking and getting that vac off. And Smacker just... I mean, look at the amount of damage that Smacker's outputting. I mean, Iron Shell and Flame Guard. Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're not escaping that with the roots. Unless someone force you out. But
Yeah, getting jumped on. There comes the boat. Igenim gets the Omni Slash off. They do bring Doppler down eventually. Fatty taking a chunk of damage in the backlines. Jerome making it work. There comes the Vac, just trying to put the players here from the side of Ventus off foot.
no.
And, oh, beautiful torrent into Assassinate. But look at the amount of damage Smack is actually doing here. Jem is on the deck, bringing down Alvin.
no,
But
Smacker,
Smacker jumping into the base for the kill on Alvin. I don't think that was the
that's not
play.
good. No, I mean, yeah, he's on such little HP. He's like, ooh, I can kill this, but just maybe wait like 2 seconds for your sleight of fist to be your cooldown, and he would have gotten the kill. He didn't necessarily have to suicide himself, but hey, I mean,
Or
you
drop
take what you
another
can get.
remnant. I mean, maybe drop another remnant, make it easy escapes. But yeah,
Yeah,
he
like
throws.
drop a remnant, drop the remnant behind you. Like use one remnant to literally right click Alvain once because he was on no HP. I think he was like maybe on 20 HP there. And then he could have maybe gotten out, but not having any escape after that, he kind of just suicided himself. But hey, he got the kill, so I guess it worked.
Yeah. Yeah. That was. That's like sometimes when you just see red and you just see blood and you're just like, yes, give it to me. Give me that kill.
Should play Bloodseeker then, because they tend to YOLO quite a bit.
Bloodseekers generally do. And you know what, when there's a Bloodseeker generally on my team, don't tell anyone, but I really like playing a Nature's Prophet. A Nature's Prophet
Oh,
with a
that's
Dagon.
just wrong. That's just wrong, Jabba.
With the Dagon. With the Dagon. Do you know how much fun it is?
Oh, it's fun.
Nature's Prophet, Dagon, and then you see them running around the map, low HP. Oh! Let me TP in, get my Dagon off, TP out, bang.
I think the worst combo is probably like Zeus, Bloodseeker, and AA. It's just like you get sniped from across the map no matter where you are. But getting a nice little D ward there is Doppler. He might pay for his sins though. He does try stun up, but
Oh, beautiful. Slider Fist catching out 4. Comes the boat. Not going to land on anyone. That's a fail boat. But Fatty trying to get the pick onto Vivid. He does. Not taking too much damage from the rot. But now a beautiful little vac here into Blade Fury. Vivid trying to see if he can find more. Slider Fist doing a chunk of work. But Jerome picking up a nice little kill there onto Doppler. But does go down eventually to Smacker. And now they're chasing for more. There is X marks the spot onto the Ember Spirit. Alvin trying to use those legs to run himself out of there. It looks like he may have a little bit of sea legs as he may. Oh no, he does. Blinks away. TP's out. Rage was trying to see if he's going to make sure maybe find him. There comes the back. Maybe just testing out the theory here. He's not going to find him. Already TP'd out. It's gone.
It's gone, boys.
It's gone.
It's gone. Maybe they just need some Tinker wards. Oh, God. I really hate that though. It's like, okay, I have to expend a ward that only gives me vision of that, but at least I can kill this Tinker.
Well, I mean,
yeah, that's like, yeah, it's something that I do love doing. But I mean, Smacker is gonna try split push here. He's got himself a blade mill, so that could help quite a bit against the PA crits. She's gonna kill herself if she crits, which is pretty funny if you think about it. Since the new blade mill actually goes through everything, so it's nice. But he's gonna have himself a Bloodthorn relatively soon, which is gonna be nice for the timber, especially for the Kunkka. He's going to be able to silence up that Kunkka nicely and get rid of him, because the Kunkka Alvain's been making a lot of things happen in these team fights. He's actually been playing really, really well.
I mean, you know what really scares me is as soon as the cores start getting fed and Alvain starts picking up a little bit more kills, a little bit more farm. I mean, that Tidebringer is really going to do so much damage to like the Venge on the backlines. I mean, going to start critting away when he gets that Tidebringer off.
It's more the ether lens that makes me kind of sick. It's like, okay, you've got enough range as a Kunkka. You don't need an ether lens. Let's just add injury to insult here. And he has gone for the torrent damage and movement speed buffs. So, I mean, he's not going for the damage build. If he was, he would be going for the plus 25 damage instead of the torrent damage. So, I mean, I don't think it's going to be the right-clicking Kunkka. It will definitely be an Aghanim's Kunkka. I mean, it's just too good not to get onto your ghost there, onto your boat. I mean, remember that it kind of like works like a it bunches them in together and it actually pushes them. So he can push the whole enemy team into them if he really wants to with these boats. So Aghanim's is just too good this game not to get you, especially with the PA critting. But she hasn't got that battle theory, but it's going to set up nicely for this Tide Hunter, since he's not going for the Blink build. He's going now for the Crimson Guard, which is good against the right clicks of the Jug. But it's not an early Crimson Guard is something good against like a Venge Drow, that type of thing. Early Crimson Guard, it really helps, but it's a little bit late now. I feel. Yes, it's going to make him a bit more tanky. It's going to give him some nice armor buffs for his team, but it's a little bit late for the Crimson Guard. I feel a little bit. He could have maybe turned it into, I don't know, an Abyssal Blade if you really want to do that. I honestly think a Blink pipe would have been better here for them. Maybe the Kunkka goes for a pipe after the Aghanims, but again, it's going to be a very late pipe.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll wait and see. I mean, it does look like he's actually quick bought up the Ags at the moment as well. So I think it's going to be the Ags build onto the Kunkka. But I mean, you know, as soon as they picked up the gem here for the side of Ventus, look how more defensive the wards have become for the side of Pulse. I mean, there's no wards on this side of the map. I mean, I'm going to draw a line here. Look at this.
Well, that's the thing. At least
there's no wards in the zone of the map.
Oh no! Oh
but
no!
Bot lane.
Smacker getting caught with his pants all the way down. Oh, and he remnants out just in time. So this time, actually having a remnant in another place.
That begs the question. I mean, like we would consider it like poor play. I mean, if you're playing a Morphling, if you're playing a Ember Spirit, I mean, always have those escape mechanisms available to you, especially when you're playing so far out. The fact if you get picked off as an Ember Spirit or a Morphling, that I would say we consider as like bad play. I mean,
I don't know. It depends. It depends how much disable you have, but there's some action here.
Oh no! It's going to be used
almost TPing out there. But decides to stop his TP and continue fighting.
Oh, there we go. Jugger trying to find Jerome. He knows that's his target. He does actually force himself away. Jerome trying to work onto Rage Boss. May actually be able to pick him off. There goes the last right click. Gets it. On the rest of the side of the fight here, we've got Pulse, Rage Boss going down. And now Smacker actually remnanting around like a lunatic. Picks up the kill onto Duran. And now Critzy, he's trying to follow down Smack. In the meantime, Vivid getting the kill here on to Doppler. No. Oh, and
jeez.
Okay. Crits. I mean, that fight was.
That
fight was ridiculous. I couldn't even follow that fight.
I was actually following Jerome quite a bit because first he, you know, what he did was really good. To Hurricane Pike into the creeps while he was getting Jug ultied. Unfortunately, it didn't follow him. It went straight onto Alvin, so he paid with his life. He took most of the Juggernaut ulti because he was literally alone. So it bounced onto him. So that's a little bit unfortunate. So Alvin paying with his life there. Sniper did get out. He did try to take on the Ember Spirit, but Ember Spirit popped his Blade Mail. So then he got to like no HP, realizing, oh wait, I'm right-clicking something and I'm taking a lot of damage. So then he literally 4-staffs out of Remnants. And unfortunately, Smacker, you know, getting the kill on him. But, ooh, Fady taking a risky hook here, trying to get some HP back.
Well, actually pops Blade Mail. Now X-Master Spot gonna pop the Shrine. Beautiful defensive swap coming out from Doppler. But this may still translate into a tier 3 being brought down. The glyph is now only being used. X-Master Spock onto Aghanim, and the back is not gonna pull back Critzy. So it looks like we've got Ventus making it away with their lives, but now Fatty tipping into the Shrine. Maybe this was not the play. All of a sudden, we've got the dismember onto Sia. Terror Wave, they're going to look for more. Yeah, Magic Missile out. Aegis on the deck, denied the punch. But now Sia fighting under the magic, or under the wall. Omni Slash being brought out. There comes the torrent up onto Rage Boss. Big crits coming out. Alvin trying to click. The GG boots being popped. Vivid trying to find the Rage Boss. There comes X-Master Spot. Again, I'm trying to chase down Alvin. There comes the torrent onto Rage Boss. In the meantime, Alvin does pay with his life. And now Jerome trying to get into the battle there. He does actually manage to survive by the
Stop!
Yes,
chasing.
by the skin of his teeth. There comes the swap out here from the Vengeful, trying to find Vivid. Makes easy work, throws out the starting dagger. Venge pays with their life. Assassinate comes out, Gems on the deck. Now Critzy standing body blocking the Jugger from finding the sniper, and they may want to try and chase it down. There comes the Assassinate. Boom, baby.
Ooh,
and
wow.
Critzy,
Okay,
can he get it off? He's trying to get closer, and he's actually just going to back out.
He's the only one. Okay, never mind. There is a shrine available, so maybe not. He did have Gush available, but deciding to get the hell out. But I was like, why are they chasing so hard? I mean, the snipers at the back, on like just right clicking to hull him back. PA is evading pretty much everything they're throwing at him, and they've got two tanky frontliners. So it didn't make sense to me. And unfortunately, Ravage was up again, so they were able to do that as well. It's like, okay. Like, I understand the chasing, but to chase that far once you've got two heroes down and you guys have got, like, no HP or mana left, it didn't seem like the play to me. Yeah, sure, they got the kill on the Kunkka, they got the gem, but then, obviously, backing out of that, it played quite a bit, and they ended up getting the gem back onto the side of Ventus, so all in all, it wasn't the play to make. But what kind of annoyed me, though, when they were pushing, is that, okay, they did get the melee barracks eventually, but Vivid should have been pushing the mid melee barracks while the rest of the team was, trying to take the top barracks. Then it would have been a much easier push. They would have at least gotten something out of it without losing so much. But, I mean, Pulse gave it straight back to them when they chased. Now they're able to, regroup and take the tracks again. But we do have okay, so Kunkka didn't go for the axe, he went for TP boots instead. That's interesting. Okay, we're going for that silver edge.
Oh, beautiful play. Okay, right, if you missed that.
No,
I mean,
didn't miss
Alvin, legit, my boy, legit. That hook, not doing too much because he got X-Master spot back, but now, Vac Wall, Rage was getting involved. Hook comes out onto Alvin, the Kunkka is down for the count, assassinate, down onto Rage Boss. Quite tanky, that little bugger, but now Sia trying to blink out, blink straight over, and Rage Boss finds out Vivid, gets swapped out, cancels the TP. That was the bigger prize. That's what they came for. They got it.
Oh yeah,
but,
they got it. And she's down for 80 seconds. But do they have buybacks? That is the question. Let me look here. Okay. Yes. Okay. The Sniper's got buyback. PA's got buyback. Tide and the Pudge, but no one except the Pudge has buyback for the side of Pulse. So that's actually pretty significant. And they're all pretty far away from buybacks. Okay, except for the Ember. Ember's like 83 gold away from buyback. And now he has it. So, I mean, this could be nice. I mean, if they get the whole enemy team down, we only got two buybacks on not such significant heroes, so you can deal with them pretty easily. But okay, Sia being very cheeky here. Trying to take on a Pudge by himself. He's going to try TP out.
Oh no, Jerome's going to get caught out. He actually BKB's up. He's trying to run it off. Egging him.
There we go.
Okay, no, not going to happen. Sure, Jerome just like, you know when you just like, you panic BKB, you see Venge and you're like, oh my gosh, guys, I've made a mistake.
Mistakes are made.
Yeah,
but she can always just swap him through BKB, so that's not a problem. But unfortunately, they just wasn't it.
I think they were waiting for this.
They still had the Hurricane Pike available, but in the end, deciding not to. Aghanim taking an inordinate amount of damage to try just do some chip damage to the tower. He's gonna get X back here.
Alvin wants to go in, and he gets hooked back in. The boat's gonna land. Fatty gets a dismember off. Sia trying to get involved. Give him a capes up Alvin to make sure he can get out. Immediately
unfortunately,
the sentry.
It's unfortunate that they had to expend Jug ulti but he just gets absolutely blown up. Like, that crit took him down. But, I mean, obviously, Jerome getting the last hit there. It's actually shared. It's shared between, the Venge and the Sniper, which is pretty interesting because it looked like Vivid crits for most of his HP there. So, I don't know. Maybe Dota's being weird. But yeah, it's just unfortunate that the Jug ulti had to get used for him to evade the X-Marks spots, but it is a very short cooldown, especially, he's got that MKB now as well, which is quite significant, and heading towards his Skadi. So the Jug is going to be very, very tanky very soon. So not only is he going to be true striking, he's also going to be slowing them at the same time. So yeah, definitely a good thing here coming out for the Jug. And see if they can make it work.
Well, Jerome also picked up his MKB as well now as well. So he's also going to be hitting like an absolute crazy person. I mean, surprisingly, he hasn't really got tanky items on the Sniper. I mean, he got a lot of faith in the rest of his teammates. The Pudge body blocking like a beast.
That's the thing.
I mean, the Ogre, Tide, Alvin, in the Kunkka. I mean, you've got these big frontline players.
Yeah, you got very tanky frontliners. So not necessarily. I mean, he's got the Hurricane Pike, the BKB to get himself out of trouble, but he's so far in the back of the fight. So if the only thing that can really get him is Fady hooking him out, which I think's only happened once this entire game, and the Sniper still got out of trouble because there was a Ravage, or a GG boot, or or something. So he's not really getting that contested in team fights. He's kind of just, doing what a sniper does. But yeah, I think he should definitely tank up just a little bit. Maybe expecting a butterfly coming out for the Juggernaut, since they do tend to go for those agility stats. So maybe just the MKB is a very safe pickup, just in case the Jug goes for the butterfly build.
Prevents the Jugger build. The butterfly.
Generally, Jugs do go for that build, but this game, it calls for something else. It does call for that MKB, since there is the likes of a PA there. And of course, Skadi gives you amazing stats, number one. Number two, it slows people when you attack them. So it's still a very good item pickup. Even like on any carry, I would say it's a good pickup, just purely because, the stats, the slow, it's really, really good. And it also does damage over time with the Orb of Venom. So yeah, definitely a good pickup here. It's just one way to tank up, basically. The beneficial tanky item.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, it's going to open the opportunity here for Rosh. As we're talking about all of this, so we've got the side of Pulse hiding on the high ground. We've got Fatty throwing out the hook, doesn't find anything. There's a slide of fist. They're going to know now exactly what's going on. They're going to use X marks the spots. He's going to Blade Fury it through, so he's not going to actually get caught out. But Sia, he's going to get Omni slashed up into back wall. Fatty jumping in there. We lose the Ogre. Big Ravage coming out and a massive Ravage. Oh, wow. That is an absolute slaughter here for the side of Pulse. Getting caught with it. That was massive. Oh, here comes out the swap on the dot play. Can he actually make it away? One more dagger, one more right click, and it is going to be Gritzy's kill to take down. You have to cross that wall to get into to Rosh, my friend.
But why buy backs, put back instantly on the Ember and the... I mean, they don't want Rosh
They don't
want to
give up this Rosh.
They can't stop it. They can't stop it. I mean, Fady's going to get a fight on Gritzy, but, Crack and Shell OP.
Well, this could actually be very well GG if they actually lose this fight further. So let's see what happens.
This is probably game, guys.
Well, there you go. They pop out the Crimson Guard. Healing Ward down. Shrapnel trying to start the offenses. There comes the X-Marks spot. Fatty taking the ship to the face. And Jerome picking up a double kill. Jerome now
Aghanim evading it with the... Aghanim
that
evading that with
Blink,
the
Alvin. X-Marks the spot.
No, it's not going to happen. Yeah, but Aghanim evading that X marks the spot with a Manta, so I mean he gets out scot-free. But now his entire team is dead without buyback. Yeah, there we go. There's your GG. They can't do anything. They literally can't. That was not the play.
Out.
Yeah, but I mean, why buy back? Your team is dead. You can't contest. Your Ravage is the Ogre star, but they still have an Ogre, a Sniper. They still got other spells to use. That for me wasn't the smart play. I think they would have gone, all right. We couldn't contest Rosh. Let's wait. Maybe buy back when they start pushing racks and try to defend as a team instead of doing that. I think that actually literally lost them the game. They could have still won this potentially.
I think maybe at that point they said that's just YOLO. I think it was just like a YOLO play.
I don't know. I think that was a big misplay, to be honest. But I mean, it's up to them. It was their call, but it did cost them the game now. It's unfortunate. I mean, things happen on the spur of the moment. You're like, okay, this could be the play. Let's buy back quickly. Let's help our teammates. Maybe we can get there fast enough. But again, they don't have a shrine to TP to, so they have to literally walk all the way there after buying back.
Yeah.
So it's it's hard. I mean, if they did have the shrine there, then buying back immediately to come save the two people that are still alive, definitely the play. They could have actually done something, but like I said, they have to walk all the way there again, and it's quite a far walk if you've got 5 people going on 2 heroes. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, well, I mean, just looking at the scoreboard, it is quite a story to tell. Duran and Vivid sitting neck and neck in terms of kills. So, I mean, they getting a huge amount in the early game. PA, I mean,
your mic is doing something funny.
Oh, we can't have that. Yeah, that should be a lot better. Okay.
You sounded like a stuck robot.
Oh, really? No, we can't have Job as a stuck robot. So yeah, I fixed it up quickly. It was just a setting I had to change quickly. But I mean, just looking at the last hits, the net worth, I mean, you can see how farmed Duran and Vivid was. I think Ventus may be onto a winning formula in their team. I mean, we saw them perform last week. We saw the previous Ventus team prior to the sister team coming in. And this team looks like they've actually got something going for them.
Yeah, they definitely have. I mean, the new lineup is looking very, very, very strong. But the lobby is up for the second game, ladies and gentlemen. So we will add my word. Okay, tongue-tied. Sorry, people. We'll be with you very shortly.
All right, with that, let me just give you the last little bit of the items in case you guys want to have a look through it. You can pause it if you need, but we will be back with you very, very shortly. Don't go anywhere.
How do you achieve your greatness?
There's no margin for error.
No room for mistakes.
You need total control.
Your success is determined by your grit.
It takes thousands of hours perfecting your moves.
And only the strong survive.
You think you've paid your dues?
You think you're ready to enter the arena?
Think again.
This is the Telkom Digital Gaming League,
This is where legends fight till the last second.
where the action explodes straight through your system.
Be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one. Only one. I was an ordinary boy. I broke the rules.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Dota players around the world. Game number 2 of Pulse Gaming versus Ventus. It was an exciting game 1, toe-to-toe pretty much the whole way. Duram on the sniper, we had Vivid on the PA, absolutely smacking face. And in game 2, we hope to see something a little bit different, something a little bit more interesting from Pulse. But nonetheless, round 7, DGL Masters brought to you by the DGL and the boys right there. I mean, yeah, I think, anyway. I'm Jabba, joined by the lovely Succubus, and
Sorry.
you just burst out laughing. I don't know why, but okay. The draft has come out pretty similar, pretty standard to what you saw in game number 1. What do you want to see different coming out from Pulse?
Maybe to deal with the drafting a little bit better. Look, they had good heroes, but they didn't have much to deal with the Ventus lineup in that game. I mean, yes, they picked the punch for the sniper, but the sniper they just couldn't do anything. And we do see Kunka show up yet again here for the side of Ventus. And Ulvain did a fantastic job on him last game. He really did.
Well, realizing how strong it is, making sure that is the first pickup. I mean, you've got a first pick Kunka, all of a sudden did amazing work. First pick for the side of for Ventus. I mean, this is something they're really revolving their draft around.
Yeah, I think maybe they could have used instead of the Ember, they could have used, because I mean, Kunka, heroes like that really counter that thing. I mean, you can banter out of it, you can, you can do things to evade the X marks the spot, but I mean, he didn't end up going for that. But I would think something like Tinker, an Invoker, something like that to maybe control the fights a bit more. If you have an Invoker, you can control a fight really, really nicely. You can also stop pushing. You can stop the pushing with the Tinker. You can get your solo pickoffs with the Tinker. You can split push the heart of them. You can annoy them going for the Bloodstone Aghanim's build on the Tinker. You got 4 rockets coming out. You got bouncing lasers. March of the Machines is very hard to push into. They could have done something like that instead of going for the Ember Spirit mid. It also would have dealt with the sniper a lot easier. Invoker deals with the sniper pretty damn nicely. I mean, especially with the Quaswex build, that EMP tornado, the deafening blast, all those good things. It could have controlled the team fights a lot better. So maybe this time around they'll pick a more effective mid. Ember Spirit is a great hero, but it doesn't always work. You can't, just because it's OP in this patch doesn't mean it always works against every draft. So maybe Pulse decide to go a little bit more control, a little bit more pushing, a little bit more team fight orientated, since the side of Ventus have shown their stripes. They like to go for the team fighty build, so they're going to need to have a team that can contest that type of thinking when it comes to drafting.
Okay, well, we've got the side of Pulse now picking up the Weaver. I mean, you've got the opportunity to well, okay, let me ask you a question. Does time lapse break X marks the spot? If you get X'd and then time lapse, does X marks the spot stay through the time lapse, or do you break that X marks the spot? Because if it doesn't, I'm actually not sure how the mechanics work between their interaction between the two abilities.
To be honest, I don't actually remember. But if you get time lapse and you've still got Rupture on you, time lapse you haven't got Dust on you anymore, but you still any ulti or spell that's being done is still applied to you. So it shouldn't, but it should, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Doesn't this make it a little bit...
I honestly don't remember if time lapse and X marks. There's so much things to remember in Dota. That's just something I just don't remember.
So let's
Guys,
assume.
If anyone knows the answer, feel free to write in the comments. I mean, we don't always get it right, so help us out, man.
Okay, so let's theory craft for a second. If time lapse doesn't break X marks the spot, this is quite a bad pickup for Pulse. If it doesn't, time lapse doesn't actually break X marks the spot, you can control that Weaver.
Weaver's also good against something like a sniper, for instance. It could get into the back lines and sneak in, right click that sniper down, gets an early deso, with the swarm, the sniper is going to melt pretty hard to the Weaver. Plus, the Germinate attack giving him like basically a 3 echo saver. Not really, because it doesn't have the attack slow, the movement speed slow, that type of thing. That's where echo saver is a bit better. But the Germinate attack still, it does massive amounts of damage. Like say the sniper's on low HP, Hurricane pikes out, tries to get out. The Weaver can actually scoot you all the way to the back of the fight. Use the Germinate attack, sniper's dead. If it starts critting, if it starts getting the deso, that type of thing. So, I mean, it is a good hero as well. If it does spiral out of control, Weaver gets pretty damn annoying. But it needs to combo up with, it needs to have a nice combo. I mean, I have seen the Slaughter on Weaver do really well as well. Get the Corrosive Haze in conjunction with his Swarm. It does a lot of damage. So they don't have that option, unfortunately. They also don't have the Venge. So they're not going to have the minus armor strats. They're not going to have the Wave of Terror with the Swarm happen either. So this Weaver's going to have to depend on items and rotations to get big. And he's also very susceptible to ganks early on. So he's got Escape, he's got Scoochie, he's got the Time Lapse, he's got all of that, but he's still a very low HP hero in the early game. So you does get some sentries, and he's a pretty easy pick off.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the side of Pulse. I mean, I'm feeling if they pick up a Life Stealer for the side of Pulse, I mean, that is one way to actually deal with the sniper. As well as the Kunkka, you get the Infest into the Weaver. The Weaver just gets you to the back lines. You pop the Infest, jump into the sniper. You've got the Rage where the X doesn't actually matter. But they've actually decided to pull out the X card. Now, this little bad boy has been doing some great work. I mean, as soon as you pick up that Blink, you absolutely become a nightmare to deal with.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit worried with the Shrapnel, though.
Yeah,
the
it's hard, like I was about to say.
Or the Tidebringer.
It's going to be hard. Now, the Tidebringer, the X marks the spot. They've got a lot of control for the Axe. But then again, if you X marks a spot the Axe, you got to worry about the Weaver. So it's a catch-22. It's going to be hard to control both the heroes is the point. And Axe is the frontliner. He is going to blink call. He's going to make the whole team kind of worry about him, while Weaver sits on the sidelines and does whatever the hell he wants. And it's kind of the same concept with the sniper, but it's a hard game. Axe versus sniper. I mean, yes, early game easy. You can maybe sneak up, get the blink call, bring down the sniper if the Kunkka's not around, that type of thing. So Axe is always a good hero. It's hard to play into a sniper and Kunkka as an Axe. I think the worst pickup against an Axe is an anti-mage, because you blink call an anti-mage, you have no mana to do anything afterwards. You can blink call, pop your blade mail, but that's it.
You don't have a Culling Blade.
You don't have nothing after that, so you're essentially useless in a team fight afterwards. You can't call, you can't do anything else. You're kind of just, a very tanky creep with spin after you call the anti-mage. So maybe that could be a pickup for them if they really want. Anti-mage is a really good hero here as well. Plus, that beautiful Aghanim Scepter upgrade that he gets, kind of ridiculous. You basically get a free Lincolns and Notice Orb in one item with huge stats, but Rubik, lovely against this Weaver. Something he can actually steal Sakuchi in. He can telekinesis this Weaver, bring him back. It's a good hero against that. But obviously, I mean, the inevitable Lincolns is going to come out of that Weaver. But again, Rubik has a lot of targeted spells, so he can quickly cancel out the Lincolns with a Fade Bolt, steal Sakuchi, get in, telekinesis that Weaver up, and do his thing.
And I mean, if he steals the rock. If he steals the rock from Warlock, I mean that's first prize. I mean, I think Sakuchi is second, but if he can steal the Golem, oh my word, that is going to be very, very difficult for Pulse to actually deal with. I mean, now it forces Pulse not to go for any other big ultis. Okay, well, as I say that, they do choose the OD.
Drop the hammer of the OD. That thing does so much damage. I love the new Astral Imprisonment as well. The fact it was very annoying when it used to steal your mana and all that, but I think the new Astral Imprisonment's a lot better, of course, because it does damage. It still has the same, catch or the
mechanics around it, but
the mechanics around it is I think it's a little bit better. It really, really is. So the prison duration is quite a bit, it's 4 seconds, so it does give setup for the Axe if he has to go for a Vanguard first, so it does set it up for him as well. Same with the Chaotic Offering, it also sets up the Axe call, but what is ridiculous about this is his Arcane Orb. He gets a Hurricane Pikes the sniper or whoever decides to drop his hammer with the Arcane Orb hit. That's, he's going to be doing a massive amount of damage. You can, pretty much slow anyone down. It's good against the Tidehunter as well, now that they've picked Tidehunter. So, I mean, they do like their AoE LTs by the looks of things. They got the Tidehunter and Kunkka combo yet again. And now, this time around, they've got the Rubik to steal whatever else. So maybe even a Sanity's Eclipse or the Chaotic Offering. Shadow Word's still a very good spell to get as well. Plus, the Fatal Bounce is amazing. And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Okay. You know when Axe gets really, really tanky, right?
Yeah.
And
the free heart and the
I've done this. I'm guilty of doing this when there's a warlock on the enemy team.
Yeah.
I'm fatal bonds with the rest of my team linked to me. I'm obviously the tankiest thing out there. So I end up killing the enemy team, but I kill my team as well.
Remind me not to queue with you.
I don't lose HP, but my team does. I'm basically killing my team. But it happens quite a lot. So that could be quite cool. I mean, if the Rubik gets the Fatal Bonds and links the axe to the whole team.
I don't think
that'd be
that's
funny to watch.
Rubik steals Fatal Bonds, lands on axe, lands like a 5-man Fatal Bonds. Yeah, that would be absolutely devastating.
I've done that before. I'm guilty of it. I mean, I'm sure Adastum's busy watching you. You can attest to that. I killed him and Hurley by doing that.
Friends list delete. And as you said, Anti-Mage actually a big pickup. Yeah, I mean, so good against. I mean, you were mentioning it. So good against the Axe. So good against the OD as well. I mean, a massive mana pool for the OD. I mean, you drop his mana.
And he pretty much out carries anything. Anti-Mage pretty much out carries anything in the meta at the moment. He's a devastating, disgusting little thing, that Anti-Mage. And with that Aghanim Scepter, it's absolutely ridiculous. So, obviously, Anti-Mage, very good pickup. I mean, I was expecting this. You know my thoughts on it. Yeah. But they do choose the Darkseer again. Interesting.
Okay, so that's going to be a Darkseer off lane, or maybe actually be a dual lane. Axe Iron Shell in the one lane, Weaver Warlock in the other, and OD mid. This could actually turn into a dual lane.
It could be quite a bully lane here. Iron Shell into Call, Axe Spin. That lane is not fun. And then you've got the Surge as well, so the Axe can just keep up with you, even if you try to run away. Plus, I mean, if he does get the early Battle Hunger, and with the Surge, that's, you're not getting away from that.
I like what Pulse has done here. The previous game, they did pick up the Darkseer. Rage Boss playing the Darkseer. Didn't actually have too much. Okay, he had a magnificent vac walls, absolutely magnificent, but nothing to really keep them inside of that wall. Now with the Axe on the field, you've now changed that whole dynamic completely.
Look, if they get that combo off, it's massive. I mean, Vacuum Wall into Call, into Warlock Golems, into Sanity's Eclipse, Weaver right-clicking, right, left, right, and center with the bugs on you. You're frantically trying to click the bugs away. It could be a massive combo if they get it right. So, I mean, very, very strong lineup from Pulse. Very, very strong lineup. But I just feel that Ventus once again has the stronger. They've got the Anti-Mage that can, okay, well, I don't need to fight you, I can just split push you, and when I have all my items, I can come fight you. You can't call me Axe, because guess what, you'll have no mana afterwards. They've got the control with the Kunkka. They've got a huge control in the form of the Tidehunter. Obviously, Sniper doing a lot of work. This time around, though, they've got a bit more catch for the Sniper in the form of the Axe. And obviously the OD is a little bit of a better matchup against the Sniper, a little bit better. I wouldn't say the greatest matchup versus Sniper mid, but it's still better than the Ember Spirit. But yeah, and then obviously Seer on that Rubik, he's going to have to do a lot of work this game. There's a lot for him to choose to steal, but he's going to have to try to steal the right spells at the right time, because if Pulse get that combo off, it's going to be nasty. It's going to be very nasty. But without further ado, Jabba, would you like to introduce one of the teams?
I shall do the Radiant this time. So, guys, welcome to game number 2, Pulse versus Ventus, round 7 of the DGL Masters. If Ventus take the next game, the series will be done. So we're hoping it goes to a game 3. So we're hoping for a big win here for Pulse. Playing for the Radiant will be the boys in question. Rage Boss going to actually be playing out the Axe this time, not the Darkseer. On the Darkseer this time round is actually going to be Fatty. In the mid lane, we've got the OD being played out by Smacker. And his partner in crime going to be Doppler on the Warlock. And in the bot lane, going to be Solo. Aghanims on that 3, 4, 6-legged bugger. And that pretty much concludes the side of Pulse. We're going to hope to see big things here now in the mid lane. All of a sudden, Doppler just getting a little bit interesting. Yeah, he wants to get a little bit frisky, throws out that Shadow Word. But I think that's just pretty much what his job's going to be.
Pretty damn annoying. It's going to be pretty damn annoying for the sniper. I mean, Shadow Word does an inordinate amount of damage for level 1. But things are getting, I mean, you've got the darks here. Yeah, the darks here, the axe, and the Kunka. Yeah, that's, I mean, sorry, the darks here and the axe. It's a nasty little combo. They can rax axe quite nicely, maybe take down the tower. But, you know, Steve and Olven are going to have to do a lot of lane control here for the anti-mage to let him farm, but they can't just leave this anti-mage uncontested. That's the problem. But guys, without further ado, before we do have a first kill here, hold on, we maybe actually get a first kill here.
No, okay, he's not going to dive.
Down by Angela. Okay. We have that core anti-mage, followed up by Olven on the Kunka, Seer on the Dark Seer. I mean, Seer on the Dark Seer.
We're going to get confused. I'm just telling you now, guys. On the stream, we're going to get confused, so don't lash.
And then last but not least, we have Kritzy on that off-lane Tidehunter and Jerome once again on your sniper mid. And Olven rotating in just to get Doppler out of this lane.
This actually, you can actually play with his life now. I'm going to try and body block him up. Fighting under shrapnel. He may actually maybe pick up a courier Doppler. That would actually be worth it. Now they're going to actually micro that courier. And first blood going to Alvin and punished. Punished for sticking around just a little bit too long. But now look at Sia taking a chunk of damage. Battle Hunger, Iron Shell, Telekinese up. Now Fetty, he wants the bit of part of the action. Forcing Sia right back under this tower. While all this is done, Anti-Mage is just farming like a beast. He's sitting 11 for 1. Doing really well. This time round, Smack on the OD. Starting to shine a little bit better this time round. Sitting 14 and 6 already. So doing a little bit better this time round.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's a better matchup versus Sniper. Smack is going to have a little bit of a better time here in the mid against the Sniper. And now, thanks to Olven's rotation, Doppler is leaving him the hell alone. So, but as I say that now, he's rotating towards mid again. So maybe the Sniper's not yet being finished being harassed here in the mid lane.
Well, I mean, he did such good work in the previous game. They have to really shut him down. The thing is, like, I mean, Warlock, maybe not the best ganking hero. If they want to actually gank, I mean, I think that's a job for, I mean, maybe Darkseer, if anything, maybe the Axe, but they don't really have any good ganking heroes for the side of Pulse. Until you get the blink, or those big items. In the early part of the game, they can't really punish the sniper too much.
Yeah, they can't really, but I mean, when Doppler gets level 2, they can drop the fatal bonds into Shadow Word. It is a lot of nuke, so it's gonna force him somewhere else. But I mean, Jerome's now have to head all the way back to base. Unfortunately, he's getting quite harassed mid, so they aren't giving him a free lane this time around. Smacker is showing his dominance this time around in the mid lane, but that's all thanks to the rotations coming out from Doppler. He's been doing a fantastic job in controlling that sniper for him. But yeah, guys, just an honorable mention here. We did get an answer onto our Weaver question, answered by Skystorm. He said he or she, I'm not sure. He said he tested it in Dota. Time lapse doesn't remove X marks the spot, so it's great catch versus the Weaver. So thank you so much, Skystorm. I don't know if
why
you're
would you
a man
pick a
or a
Weaver
woman.
against the Kunkka? That's like perfect counter then. I mean, perfect control on a Weaver. Well, we're gonna have to see if Pulse can actually make it work. I mean, that's pretty much all we can say. Maybe Lincoln's is going to be a must on the Weaver.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to target a spell probably from Seer or something so that he can maybe Fade Bolt the Weaver. But the problem is once he's Fade Bolted the Weaver, what is he going to do? He's going to immediately Sakuchi. So unless they have vision there, he's going to be able to get out. So they can't just X marks the spot willy-nilly. But it's going to force out a Lincoln's on the Weaver. But he is a natural Lincoln's carrier anyway. But as we say that, Aghanim getting pretty damn low. One more right click.
Ooh,
one
that.
More.
Oh, that was super close. That little anchor smash of he's not actually connecting. I actually think it should have actually connected. That was really close.
The AoE is not. It is big, the AoE on anchor smash, but it's not as massive as that. He was out of range of that, unfortunately. Nice attempt though, Chrissy, trying to see maybe I'm in range for that last little anchor smash, but nope, he gets out just by the skin of his teeth there.
Oh, but top lane comes the call. X marks the spot. Alvin finding himself in the top lane and not being able to actually finish out the anti-mage. Now he's chasing down Sia, being surged up. He doesn't have any
No
more mana,
mana.
but he's got boots. Oh no, there comes the torrent. Actually dodges it. Well played. Suspecting it coming out, and Rage Boss just sidestepping it a little bit. He pulled a John Wick.
John Wayne. Yeah, but the OD's taking quite a bit of harassment now from Jerome since he's got more levels in his shrapnel. Starting to level the take aim. I mean, we saw in the previous game he favored the headshot over the take aim a bit, but in this lane he has to keep his distance a little bit. Smacker's getting absolutely harassed out of this lane by that shrapnel though. So, I mean, it's paying off. But now Alvain making a rotation mid, but he's not going to find him, unfortunately. Smacker is taking his tail all the way back to base. So he's gonna suffer a bit in levels. But, I mean, Jerome had to do that earlier. So, I mean, it's not that bad. It's not that much experience getting lost here.
No, not too bad. Rage Boss sitting quite low HP. If he actually gets spotted out here by Sia, could be a little bit of a problem. He does have enough mana to actually combo up quite nicely. Anti-mage, easy blink in. Vivid doing pretty alright in terms of last hits. They haven't really done too much to actually shut him down. So the question starts saying, I mean, we've got a sniper pretty much like dominating our lane. We've got an anti-mage that's pretty much free farming. And Alvin just making the rotations. Like, I mean, mid lane, there comes X into Shrapnel. Smack immediately has to run away.
I wouldn't say the sniper's dominating the lane. He is behind on CS by almost 10 creeps. He's catching up now, but the Smacker does have more denies on last hits than the sniper does. So he's actually is not doing too badly this time around. It's not an absolute trashing like it was last game where, you know, Jerome completely won that lane. Right now it's a little bit harder. And I mean, yes, they did play it well. I mean, like I said, Doppler was, you know, rotating early to make sure the sniper's just not going to walk away with the lane this time around. But yeah, Aghanim looks like he's struggling quite a bit in this lane as well. Tidehunter is contesting him quite a bit. And Tidehunter's actually sitting at the same amount as last hits as the Weaver here. So that's pretty interesting.
Who should actually win this matchup?
Oh, hold on. Before we get to that, it does look like Fady. Oh, one more right click. There we go.
Sia, not the Dark Sia, but big call coming out from Rage Boss trying to bring down Alvin. Fatal Bond's actually doing a bit of work here. If you can maybe actually right-click down the Rubik, they're going to change targets. Alvin may actually bite the dust here, and he does go down. Doppler. Fatal Bonds, you ridiculous little bugger, you. And Vivid actually is like saying, but stop getting hit, man. Stop getting hit. Now, there comes the surge. Rage Boss trying to get the assassinate off. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Beautiful rotation coming in from Joram now. Fady going to get telekinesis up, brought forward. Does have the iron shell, going to give him a little bit of pain there. Actually wants to run back in. Beautiful torrent slowing him down. Can't find Sia or Jerome on the back lines. As a beautiful little torrent slowing his sweet ass down before he can actually find those big targets. And wow, before you know it,
Sniper rotating this early. I mean, it's kind of, you know, unheard of, but I mean, it worked out for them. He ended up getting a nice juicy double kill there for himself. So I mean, well worth it.
I'd love to know what the TS said, guys. Come, Joanne, there's a beautiful kill top. Just all you have to use TP and an assassinate.
I'm a sniper. All I can do is right click.
Yeah, too much concentration to do anything else now. Rage Boss is actually trying to be very sneaky. I'm actually trying to find our Critzy. Oh, he pops out the Battle Hunger. There's the bugs. The call's good. Aghanim going to try and right-click him away. He's going to actually Anchor Smash, reduce the damage over there, and he has to pop Ravage. He actually has to pop Ravage.
So
Time Lapse is out, and oh, the blade comes in. Mr. LeBron James getting that beautiful little dunk there. Even the TP coming in from the Rubik. A little bit too late to actually save him out. I mean, I think a second sooner to get the telekinesis off, and it would have prevented the Culling Blade. Saved his teammate. So Ravage popped.
Unfortunately, the TP just came in just too late. But I mean, he did try nonetheless and tried to make the rotation there. And maybe the TP was on cooldown. Only realized that he needed to TP in a bit late. But I mean, it took a lot for them to bring down that Tidehunter. But one big thing is that they've expended the Ravage with no cost of life. So that's pretty massive. They can't really team fight for the next 100 seconds. So it frees up the map just for a little bit longer for the side of Pulse.
Gone.
The threat of the Ravage is now gone for a little while. So
temporary time.
yeah. So it does free up the map quite nicely for them. But other than that, I mean, well played.
Yeah, I mean, they got what they needed to do. Rage Boss just runs in there, not even needing a blink. He just hides around the bushes. I mean, becoming like Robin Hood, the prince of the jungle, finding that easy call off and making Kritzy pay for it. And it was a well-needed kill, well-deserved. That puts kind of Aghanim back in control of this lane. I mean, they're sitting toe-to-toe in terms of CS. I mean, I'm going to actually take a look at the net worth rather quickly. Just want to see how much it actually changed things. So we've got the Weaver now sitting on 3.7, and we've got Kritzy sitting on 3.5. So 300 gold in it. Doesn't change things too much, but still, you know, you just thought that's maybe like 3 wards, if you want to put it in terms of that, or maybe just a Blightstone or whatever it is.
It won't be that significant now. It's a bit too early. But a huge item coming out for Smacker very, very soon. He's got almost a full 4-staff up and going straight for that Hurricane Pike. So he's going to have a 4-staff. Ooh, but hold on. There's a big boat.
Oh wow, that was massive. Boat into Torrent, X marks the spot. I mean, all those beauties that Kunkers like to throw out. Did actually still have the rock. He didn't actually choose to drop it down. Aghanim, now he's going to chase out Alvin. One more right click. Does he get it? He does. Is the Pussy. But the Kritzy's still too tanky to actually make anything else off of that, so they're going to just back off. Top lane,
Rubik's
though.
got call. Rubik's stolen call. Okay, so that could be good for the Weaver. Telekinesis up, call the Weaver, that type of thing.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Kritzy's doing really, really well here. I mean, he's about 400 off his mechanism as well, but he's gonna have to. Kraken Shell getting used up. He's got Ravage available again, but let's hope he doesn't need to expend it to get away from the Aghanim Scepter. The Aghanim.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's gonna try get to it. He's gonna try get to the shrine.
He does get to the shrine, and that was a reveal in the top lane. We got Rage Boss actually picking up his blinking, made easy work, and Smacker.
Literally five arcane orbs, and he melted the Kunker. The Kunker literally couldn't do anything.
Oh, crazy. Oh, absolutely crazy. I was actually watching, I was watching top lane, then I was watching bot lane, and things just got absolutely chaotic all of a sudden. Aghanim now getting involved. There comes another blink call. Boom! Drops the hammer. Easy work there on the Seer. So what? We've got 7 for 5 kill difference at around about 30 minutes, 13 minutes in. I mean, this doesn't seem like a Ventus team that I'm actually watching here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really liking this new lineup. It seems like they work a little bit better together than the last Ventus lineup. And to be honest, some old names in the business. I mean, we do have Vivid. Vivid, if you guys did not know, was in the scene quite a while ago. He used to play for BZK back when they were in Prem. Team did fall apart. Soda left, went to Energy, and then went to XD.
And then now has gone to BVA.
And now they've gone to Bravado, yeah. And I mean, Soda and Vivid used to be in the same team. They used to play for BZK. That MGO went down. I do believe they've still got a Battlefield card. I don't know if they've still got a Counter-Strike team. I'm not sure. But that's the last team. So I haven't seen BZK in the scene for quite a while. But it's nice to see Vivid back on the field. He had some issues that he needed to deal with, and he came back, and it looks like his new attitude has brought him, a little bit more decent Dota. But Axe is going to now get a call onto Vivid. He's dropping down very, very low, but there's not enough mana to Culling Blade, but he doesn't need it.
Well, I mean, even that Vac not allowing him to actually escape. Alvin in a bit of trouble now. He gets the link forward, trying to block Alvin. Beautiful torrent, they're catching 2. But Alvin's stuck in the trees. Fanny just coming in there and says, "You got nowhere."
That double Iron Shell is just wrecking them. I mean, Axe Call into double Iron Shell with the Darkseer behind him. It's such a gross combo. But that Blink Dagger is up, so I mean, you can expect to create more havoc around the map here. Rage Boss doing some fantastic work on this hero at the moment.
Looking in the mid, Smacker, he's just pretty happy, sitting, farming away, got his 4-staff. Now, it's getting to the point of the game where you've got Pulse now actually starting to pull ahead slowly. I mean, Axe is starting to get around the map, doing his thing, getting the dunks off, getting the blinks off. Actually opting to go for a 4-staff on Rage Boss as opposed to the standard Vanguard build. I mean, how do you feel about that? I mean, okay, you blink in, get the call off, and then force away. Obviously dragging the the opponents with
Yeah,
him.
that's always funny. I mean, you blink, call, force staff, and the heroes follow you. So it's definitely good. And the thing is, they've got the Ravage, the Rubik, the Sniper Shrapnel. I mean, when the sniper starts getting the huge levels of take aim into, the inevitable maelstrom that he's actually busy building at the moment, blink is going to get cancelled more often than not. So opting for a force staff here, is good because you don't have to rely on your blink, and you can also blink and call if you're in trouble, get the hell out, and force stuff out. You don't have to always die as an axe. I mean, it is your job to initiate and probably tank every spell in the game and probably die, but I mean your team at least gets the kills after you. But yeah, force stuff is definitely an option because if his blink gets cancelled, which inevitably it will, because of Maelstrom, because of the boats, because of Torrent, because of, right-clicking snipers, Ravages, the Fate Bolt that goes through quite a few enemy heroes, it bounces, so definitely an option here. Ooh, missing the call just narrowly onto Alvain there. But yeah, it's definitely, I think it's a good item choice here, and it will also give him a little bit more mana.
He's actually changed it out.
He's going for the blade mail now, but I do think force staff would have been a good idea. Just purely because of those reasons. Also gives him a little extra mana regen, which is good versus the anti-mage, since, anti-mage is going to rip all his mana to shreds if he gets called.
No, look,
But
I mean, I like the force staff. I'm a little bit worried, though. I mean, you blink in, you call, but then you've got the anti-mage right-clicking you down. You've got the sniper right-clicking you down, and before you know it, you've got, no tankiness. So he's going to be down before you can even actually drop your culling blade. So that was just my little bit of a concern. But now
The Vanguard is a good idea here, yes. But maybe opting not to go for it. I mean, he has got that stealth shield anyway, so he's going to be evading some kind of damage. But definitely just to tank up, maybe even go into a Crimson Guard for his team is a very good idea here as well against the sniper.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Is like, I mean,
Yeah.
just to be a little bit more tanky. I mean, he's going to be the frontliner. The rest of the team isn't really tanky, so I mean, you're going to need actually really tank up and not do really anything else and just protect the OD, protect the Weaver.
Assuming that he's going to be doing as well as he has been doing, he should be getting the blade mail into Vanguard in quick succession. So it shouldn't be that much of an issue that he gets it maybe 5 minutes later than his blade mail or whatever the case may be. But if he does start to fall off and Ventus do get some wombo combos off and start taking towers and stuff, then it's going to be hard for the axe to come back online. So it's a risky choice, but it's a good choice nonetheless. I mean, you can quickly burst down the anti-mage, the sniper, that type of thing, because they right-click pretty hard and they hurt themselves, against the blade mail. So it's always a risk. Yes, you're not going to be tanky, but if you continue to do as well as you're doing, like I said, you'll get those items in very quick succession. So we'll have to see how it works out for him. I mean, it's not a bad choice. Blade mail is always good on axe. It really, really is. So.
Yeah. But it looks like
inevitably.
Yeah.
Yeah, inevitably you would normally go for Vanguard first, but I mean, it's really player preference. So maybe he's got something else in mind this game.
Well, we're gonna hold on to hats and see what he actually decides to do. I was just thinking, looking at this lineup here, both teams really want to, I think, go to the late game. We got an anti-mage that just loves spending time in the jungle and doing things.
Yeah.
So we've got the OD that also just wants to sit back and farm until he gets those core items up. We got the Hurricane Park, BKB, maybe Rod of Atos, something to actually deal with the anti-mage. I mean, that's going to be quite a big pickup.
Rod of Atos is going to be beautiful against the anti-mage. He can't blink.
Even Bloodthorn, I mean, he starts building into a Bloodthorn Rod of Atos. They can deal with.
They're going to get a Manta eventually on the anti-mage anyway. So I mean, it's not always the best choice. But as I say, that we have a mega kill streak now onto Axe, getting a quick easy pick off onto Seer there. But yeah, I mean, looking at the anti-mage, he's gone for the Vladimir's offering first, so he's going to have quite a late Battle Fury. So it's going to take him a little bit longer than usual to come online here. But what it does offer him is some lifesteal in the jungle, so he's not going to have to get down very, very low here. Alvain, look at this OD just doing so much damage, but the boats, it's going to help him survive. Smacker, is he going to be able to get out of this? Vivid is right behind him. Whoa, okay.
And explosions.
Yeah. Explosions. Vivid just casually coming in. Okay, I'll just ulti you quickly.
And also, I was actually watching in the bot lane. They actually also brought down Kritzy as well. They were trying to get under the tier 1 tower. They managed to actually find him as well. So I was concentrating on that battle. I caught the gold that the anti-mage actually got, that Vivid actually got from blowing up the OD. Maybe a little bit of out position, a little bit out of position there. I mean,
I don't know,
OT,
but
I mean, on the wrong side of the river as well. I mean,
Look, no,
that's-
Alvain had no HP. I mean, he right-clicked him like 3 or 4 times, and he was down to almost nothing. Unfortunately, you know, Alvain did get the boat combo off onto Smacker, and he was forced to use his Astral Imprisonment on the sniper who was right there, right-clicking him down. So it would have been a clean, easy pick-off if Alvain didn't get those combos off on him just in the nick of time. So very, very well played to Alvain there, I must say. It was really, really well played. I mean, Vivid just kind of walked in and ultied. You can't really say well played to that, but I think the true star of that fight there was definitely Alvain. But looking at some items here, I mean, we've got some big items coming up the side now. He's got the Blink, the Mech, and the Mana Boots up. Gonna have GG Boots up very, very, very soon. Whoa!
how much? Sorry, I'm
That's
taking a little bit of
quite
damage.
a little bit, half his HP from an Assassinate with Blade Mail. So I think he's going to think twice before assassinating that axe again.
Or even getting Aghanims. I mean, he Aghanim snipes
The
with...
AoE, the AoE.
Yeah, that could be one dead sniperine if he decides.
But
Anyway, I actually haven't seen many
Aghanim
snipers
as-
with Aghanims.
Aghanim, well, speaking about Aghanims, Aghanim has got a full Desolator plus Dragon Lance up, going for that BKB, which he desperately needs this game against, you know, a Ravage. Oh, wait, Gucci's been stolen by Sia. This could be good. But what does leave that option is that he won't have that Lincoln Sphere up anytime soon, so just opting to go straight BKB instead.
So
Look,
even-
he's got the Dragon Lance to give him some stats at least, because I mean, one thing Lincoln's does do, it's a great stat item, and you know it does give you sufficient regen as well. So it's still a great item to have. I think maybe Lincoln's and BKB is going to be needed for this Weaver this game. But huge calls coming out here from Rage Boss.
Oh, taking down Sia pretty easy. Jarabi in the backlines, right-clicking, pretty happy. Boat's going to come out, does some easy work. Kritzy trying to walk back a little bit here, taking quite a chunk of damage. Does have a Ravage available if he actually wants to use it. X marks the spot out onto Fatty. There comes the wall, but they're all too happy just to right-click. There comes out the Assassinate, just to try and reduce his life if they actually get the pick off. There's the X marks the spot, catches the Torrent without using the X. Now Fatty just going to run it out and get out of there. We've got the 4 or 5 players here pretty much in their own jungle, just trying to farm it up. They've kind of just like surrendered their
No,
jungle
this-
to the side of Pulse. I mean, they're even farming now their Ancients. Oh, but Vivid's going to catch him. This could be a little bit of a problem. Just using... Oh, that could have been kind of disastrous.
The
there.
problem that I have here is that, like, if it gets to the late game, I mean, there's no way that Pulse win this. I mean, first of all, you got a sniper and an anti-mage. Then you got a Kunkka that can transition into a carry as well. A Rubik and Titan to scale very well late game. So, I mean, yes, obviously there's BKBs, but when they get to the late game stage, BKB is only going to be on a 5-second cooldown, so you can just outwait the BKBs, you know? Like, okay, after 5 seconds I'll pop my Ravage, and then maybe I'll pop another one with a Refresher. You know, it's just a bit concerning. And yes, Rage Boss has been making some really good rotations, trying to... you know, get the map control down. They did it successfully. I mean, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towers. No, 4 towers, right? So, I mean, if they can force this anti-mage back into the base where he can't farm the map, that's something they can do. Try look for, you know, a quick end to this game, because if Ventus, you know, survive to the late game, I don't think Pulse take it. Just with the heroes I have, yes, Weaver can carry pretty strongly. Odie is a pretty, like, hardcore carry as well, but against anti-mage sniper Kunkka, it just doesn't win. Honestly, it just doesn't win.
Well,
You can maybe try a rat with the Weaver, but then again, anti-mage is better at ratting than a Weaver is. So it's just like the draft for me is just a little bit better on the side of Ventus this time around. But if the draft accomplishes what they get, yeah, they're getting pickoffs onto an insignificant Rubik, basically. It's like, okay.
I
They
mean,
need to get
they're
pickoffs
creating the space. They're literally
Oh, they're
saying, all right,
creating space, yeah.
creating
They're
space. I
creating-
mean, Jerome hasn't been brought down in a while. Vivid hasn't been brought down in a while. I mean, these are 2 big, massive cores that you need to actually do something about.
Yeah, you need to shut them down. You need to actually kill them. Killing a Rubik, yeah, sure, it's nice. It gives you some gold and experience, but it's still, like, they can't really do much, you know. I mean, they've still got the Ravage up. They've got the 2 carries. It's going to take a while for Vid to come online. He's got his Battle Fury now, so now his items are going to start exploding. I mean, just got the Battle Fury. Now he's gone into the Yasha, going for that Manta style as well. So I'm kind of concerned here for the side of Pulse. Because, I mean, the carry on this team, but huge combos coming out here.
Well, there comes the fatal bonds. Duran actually taking a chunk of damage, also being last worded up. And the right clicks from Aghanim is doing a chunk of damage. And Duran getting to the shrine just in time. They drop the rock. They're going to actually take tier 2 tower here as well. Or maybe actually they're going to actually just have to back it off. They don't actually have enough creeps to actually take away. So that was a lot of love actually being said in that sentence there.
Look,
Anyway.
I guess forcing the side of Ventus into their base is good, but they've got huge weight clear. First of all, they've got anti-mage that can split push them for days, right?
Yeah.
Then they've got the Kunkka with the Tidebringer and the boat. Hold on, there's another
Oh.
pick-off here happening mid.
Rage
This
boss.
is maybe the play, but unfortunately, you know, Vivid is able to able to blink out, but he actually might still get caught out here.
Easy blinks for him. Duran just actually just clearing off the bugs there. There's, I mean, not even having his manta and you still can't bring him down. Okay, it was an X call, pretty much an Aghanim arriving a little bit late to the party, but it could be a little bit devastating when you join that up with the rock, you join that up with the Insanity's Eclipse. But remember, that's not just dealing with the anti-mage. Now you've got the
It's just
sniper.
dealing with one hero. Yeah, that's one hero. It takes so much to bring down one hero, and he's not even fully farmed yet. And this is the issue that I have. And it's not just that. Like they've got nice sustain. I mean, Sniper can defend high ground for days. I mean, he doesn't even have to be in the fight to defend. You know, you can drop some shrapnel charges, right click from the back. You've got the anti-mage that can just split push you. You've got the boats. A huge calls coming in the mid and a dunk onto this poor Rubik against Sia not having a great game.
No, he's
And
getting
Yeah,
caught
he's
with his
getting-
pants down now. Oh, back wall catching out Alvin. This could be a bit of a problem. The upheaval being used, not going to be enough. Aghanim is picking up the kill there. And 2 kills all of a sudden. So, I mean, okay, so we're talking about this late game that we're talking
Yeah.
about, but Sniper wasn't
they've
there,
got-
anti-mages,
they've
they're
got-
not there.
They got good pre-play and good high ground defense is another problem. Like they got the Tide Ravage, yes, it's on long cooldowns, but if he gets a refresher, he's got 2 of them. You've got the Rubik to Fade Bolt, the creep wave, you've got the Kunkka, the Tidebringer, the boat. You know, the Sniper's obviously, you know, king of defending the high ground as well. So it's going to be hard for them, and the call is take rush here. I don't know, maybe they can make something happen and melt down the towers with the Weaver BKB now as well as the Deso. It does destroy towers pretty fast. So if they can keep this momentum going, they could definitely take this game. I mean, Pulse, it's their game to lose right now. If they let them breathe for even a moment. Yeah. If they let Ventus breathe for a moment and let them get their items up, it's pretty much GG. There's nothing you can do about it.
But I don't
It's
even
gonna
think
be-
they're
it's gonna be-
concerned about it. I mean, I think they say, guys, just hold your heads. This part of the game is going to be rough. This is when their draft actually excels. So just try and prevent being caught out by the axe. Wait and play to the late game, and then we'll take the late game. Do you think? I think that is the call that they need to actually play around. But as that said, Ragebox, almost spotting out almost spotting out the sniper in the bot lane. But I mean, you've got the side of Pulse. I mean, doing great pickoffs. Ragebox
You see
getting
now
amazing
this-
pickoffs.
This shouldn't have happened, right? Okay, like they were pushing mid. They were pushing the mid tier 2, right? But they all decide to get back to stop the anti-mage and the sniper from pushing. Okay? But now they, you know, it's just like they should have just barreled down. Yeah, there we go. They should have just barreled down, but sure. Shame. Poor Sia goes down again. This poor Rubik, man. he just wanted to place a ward. That's all he wanted to do.
Because he keeps stealing Sakuchi, so he's saying, "Stop stealing my Sakuchi, or you're gonna die." I think that's pretty much what Aghanim is saying. Is just leave me alone. I just want to kill your tier 2. But now this is where the scary part is. Now both teams have actually joined up. It looks like they're gonna try and see if they can make a play. This is where I fear for Pulse is when they actually get their massive wombo combos up. But they're too scared to actually just jump in just
Look,
yet. I mean, Rage Boss.
Yeah, but the thing is, they have massive combos on the side of Pulse. Like, they've got the vacuum wall into Core, into Chaotic Offering, Sandwiches Eclipse. They've got a huge wombo combo as well. So, I mean, they mustn't be scared to just, you know, do it. Like, barrel down mid, finish the game, because you're not winning this late game. There's just no chance. I'm sorry. There isn't. So
They've also got
they
Aegis up. I mean,
yeah, they've
if
got
they
Aegis,
need
they've got,
to.
they've got a fresh BKB, they've got everything they need right now. They just need to go in.
What do you think the reason is that they're waiting for?
Probably
I
Ravage, because Ravage and Boat are still up, and they pretty, you know, like the Weaver's going to be safe, but the rest of them are going to get screwed. So, I mean, I think they need to maybe try pick off the Tidehunter or the Kunkka. Picking off the Rubik, yes, they're getting that right, but I mean, it's not really a factor. They need to pick off someone bigger. Maybe here, Vivid's getting hexed up.
Vivid gonna get the rock expended, not even necessary, just trying to
No,
make
that-
sure
that
that it
was a
doesn't
bit-
actually blink out. But I
Well,
suppose
they could-
securing the kill on Vivid now actually may be the chance for them to actually push up. Doesn't actually have buyback available, so that is going to be quite a devastating blow here for the side of Ventus. Should Pulse actually decide to go up into the higher ground?
No, they could now. They could now. They've got the rock. But yeah, I mean, Smacker going for a very good item choice here, which is the Scythe of Vice. So Anti-Mage going to have to go for that BKB now. But yeah, that Arcane Orb destroys strength heroes, agility heroes. You know, it's so good against like heroes like Anti-Mage, like tanky timber saws, you know, anything like that. If the OD gets his hands on you, you're pretty much dead, thanks to the Arcane Orb. And, you know, he's got enough items to back it up, so he's hitting like an absolute truck. That Arcane Orb doing a lot of damage right now. But, yeah, definitely have to watch out for the Hex next time. Now that he knows that OD has the Hex, he's going to be a little bit more cautious about where he is on the map, until he's got his BKB, obviously. But, yeah, very, very good play there. It's a pick-off they really needed, but they should have done something with it.
How do you feel about...
They should have capitalized on that.
I
Anti-Mage
agree
is
with you
down for a
100%.
minute.
And I mean, Aegis is going to drop off the Weaver pretty soon. So, I mean, they had taken down Vivid, the biggest call for the side of Ventus. Okay, well, I mean, Sniper's sitting 17 and a half. Vivid not having the best time in terms of farm. Call missing out onto Vivid, but Kritzy wants to get involved. But I do agree with you. They should have pushed up into the higher ground. They had Aegis available. I mean, what do you think's going through their heads that they don't want to actually push up? I mean,
I think it's
you've
because
got
of the
Vivid
sniper.
down.
I think it's because of the sniper still being alive, number one. Number two, they've still got Ravage and Boat, which is a pretty nasty combo to face, and your whole team doesn't have a BKB like your Weaver. So I think maybe they could have forced a team fight maybe in the mid while the Weaver goes and split pushes, but now getting hexed up is the sniper trying to shrine up, but it's just not going to work. So that Hex is starting to do a lot of work on this map, and Shiva's guards fall up, but now, poor Sia is getting called again.
Oh, that was almost the Culling Blade being cancelled, but
Nearly, yeah.
Aghanim's actually doing the work. Aghanim is now down, so the
Come on,
opportunity
guys.
is
Two
now
heroes
down. But as you said, 2 heroes down. Buyback now available on Sniper. Do you know, even on the previous fight when we were talking about Vivid going down, at least try and force a buyback. I mean, they didn't even they didn't know buyback was available, but they didn't even
Do you know what they
force
could do?
Vivid to buyback.
They could do. It's just because the Weaver's got Aegis. Okay, now Aegis is down, but I mean, look what he's doing now with the tower, the chip damage. He should have done that while he had Aegis, and the rest of the team just stayed back. He could have literally taken a tower because, yeah, sure, they'll kill you, but then you back up, you've got your BKB, and you can easily take the tier 3 tower, then take the shrines, and just limit their map control a bit. I think that should have been the play. Like, you have the Aegis on the Weaver, just do some chip damage to the tier 1 tower, the tier 3 tower. I mean, you've got a Desolator, so you are ripping through towers, like butter.
They're not even forcing Joram to actually buy back.
Yeah,
I mean,
they didn't use Aegis. Like, they should have used Aegis. What the Weaver's doing now without Aegis is what he should have been doing. I don't know. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I think they're just really scared, to be honest. But why wouldn't you be? I mean, you've got the Kunkka Tidehunter. It's a very scary combo to face. Plus, the sniper being alive, it's not easy. But Smacker now in a spot of trouble here.
Well, he's going to actually have to astral himself out. He's going to be pretty happy. He actually blinks himself a little bit further away. I mean, does the situation get any better for Pulse? The more they delay this, the better the side of Ventus actually becomes. So they've got to almost make the... Oh, beautiful little X blink coming out from Rage Boss. Well, from Alvin and Rage Boss. And not being able to actually close it up. But look how quick this cooldown is on X marks the spot. Smacker going to be actually brought back in. Trying to tempt out that torrent from Alvin. Not going to actually do anything there.
I think they were trying to expand the imprisonment, the astral imprisonment. So maybe the thing is, it's a 10-second cooldown. So if they can force out the astral imprisonment from him, maybe do something and capitalize on it. But now Smacker dropping very, very low here. Gonna try force himself out, but Sniper is just doing so much work.
Yeah, I mean, Rage Boss showed himself in the bot lane, knew that X wasn't there. And as soon as X is not there, the side of Ventus just says, yo, what's up, puppy? and starts getting a little bit frisky. Now mid lane, you got Vivid defending the mid against Aghanim. Kind of tickles him, but all because X showed himself in the bot lane. They knew that, well, let's make a play here, and they're going to start pushing in to take down this tier 1 tower top, which still stands, by the way, at like 35 minutes in.
Yeah.
This tier 1 tower hasn't even been touched. But I mean,
Well,
I think the timing is closing.
They've got a free glyph available. Yeah, they've got a free glyph available anyway, so they can take the Radiant top tower. But I mean, it's going to get glyphed up because I mean, obviously you get a free glyph from it, but it's just really unfortunate. I mean, I really think they just should have pushed with the Weaver when he had Aegis. Yeah, he's going to lose Aegis, but you get a tower and then you get shrines on top of it. You know, it's just way better. But he is trying to rat once again, maybe getting caught out here. He is X marks the spot and is forced to use his 10-second BKB, or 9-second now, but he is forced to use his BKB.
How do you feel about the Eagle Song as opposed to Lincoln's on the Weaver? I mean, you've got...
Well, he's going for the butterfly. He's going for the butterfly, so it is a really good item. But huge calls coming onto this poor Critzy here, and he chopped to follow up there. Yeah, it's a good item. It's gonna force one of the carries to get an MKB, and looks like Sniper has spotted out that Eagle Song and immediately putting down that MKB into his inventory on the quick buy. So he spotted out the butterfly coming. So Sniper's gonna be able to deal with that Weaver pretty efficiently if I'm in the back lines.
This becomes super scary, but in the bot lane, Vivid getting spotted out, hexed up. There's the call, Blade Mail goes down rather easy. So you'd start thinking that the split push from the anti-mage is going to get really strong, but he just gets caught out a little bit too quick. And
they got good catch. They got good catch for the anti-mage. They got the blink call. They've got the hex. They got the imprisonment. You know, they've got some nice, decent catch for the anti-mage. Unfortunately, even with BKB, he's going to need to get BKB because of the hex. Like, that hex is just too strong against him at the moment, especially with the arcane orbits to follow up. So he's gonna have to get BKB for that. But they still have the axe call that goes through BKB. They still got the chaotic offering. The stun still goes through BKB, not the damage, but the stun. So they've still got enough catch even with the BKB for the anti-mage. The only difference is this time they're not going to be able to hex him. So hopefully we see that item come out for him very soon.
I mean, you and I are basically...
Wait. He's actually going for the Aghanim Scepter. So that's actually a good thing, because if he gets hexed up, he's going to hex up the Odie. You know? So it's also
nice.
kind of like a little counter item for the hex as well. And it also gives him a lot of stats. So yeah, it's a good stat item, an Aghanim Scepter. Plus, it's just so good not to get on the anti-mage these days. It's literally a free Lincoln's and Notice all in one. It really is. So yeah, definitely the items go for you. And he's got the money to buy it straight up, but looks like he's going to save for buyback instead, because he can buy one component of the Aghanim Scepter and still have buyback. Now he's got a 1,300 surplus, so yeah, if he buys the Aghanim Scepter, he's not going to have buyback. That's the only unfortunate thing. So he's going to have to wait a little bit longer to buy it.
Well, I mean, looking at the situation at the moment, we're almost 40 minutes in. We've got Pulse sitting on 22. We've got Ventus sitting on 9. The side of Pulse still seems super scared to actually engage into this team, and fair enough. I mean, they do have a lot of high ground defense with the boat and the Ravage and all of that online. I think at this point in time, Pulse needs to actually just retreat, get into the Rosh pit. Rosh is up, pick up themselves the Aegis, and then try and get themselves a pick off and move in.
Yeah, this is what they've been waiting for. Now we've got the BKB onto Smacker. We've got the BKB onto Rage Boss as well, and on the Weaver. So maybe now, yeah, definitely Rosh is the call.
Well, pings do come out, so they know it's there.
You got 3 BKBs on your cores on the side of Pulse. So now with Aegis and Cheese available, plus 3 BKBs, they could definitely do the high ground thing now. They don't have to worry about the boat. They don't have to worry about the Ravage. So it's definitely the play now. I think maybe that's what they were actually waiting for. It was just get BKBs on all 3 of us, and then we can do something.
Maybe just hold them back. I just felt the previous Aegis was like a little bit wasted.
It was a waste, yeah, it was a waste.
So maybe just denying it from Ventus. I suppose maybe that's the idea, but not really wanting to push up just yet.
No. I think like what we said before with him doing a bit of chip damage with Aegis to the tower, yes, he might go down, but then he can just BKB after that and get out. Yeah. You know, you can at least take the tier 1 tower, the tier 3 tower, and then take the shrines. At least. They could have done that with the last Aegis, but it felt like it was kind of wasted. But let's see if they make something happen this time around.
Well, it's the 4 are going to actually defend here for the side of Ventus in the bot lane. We've just got anti-mage just trying to work down the tier 2. They're actually going to force out a rotation from the axe. Is it going to be enough? There comes the call. They're going to use the rock here. Vivid just trying to do some work. They do get the dunk, so they get the kill on the anti-mage. This now is a very good position for Pulse to actually move into. And big catch out here for the
That tower
side.
is literally on 12 HP. It's annoying me. Just deny it.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, also a huge item we didn't mention is the Tide Hunter Aghanim Scepter, which is amazing. So it's Gush becomes a targeted wave, right? And it affects enemy units in a line and it decreases the cooldown as well. So with that is very strong. And then obviously when he gets to level 25, you can either go for the -6 minus Gush armor, or you can go for the 20% cooldown reduction. For me, I generally like the 20% cooldown reduction, but now with the Aghanim Scepter, the minus Gush armor actually makes a lot of sense. So it could actually be very, very useful, and also used against the Weaver and the Axe to bring down his armor. It's definitely the way to go. The Axe has a ridiculous amount of armor right now. And then he's going to probably level his plus 15 armor at level 25, which he's pretty close to. I mean, he's sitting almost at level 23 at the moment. So that could be a nice little counter there for the Axe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still looking at the map. Anti-Mage is dead for like 8 seconds. Haven't pressured any lanes. Haven't forced any barbacks just yet either. So that kill on the Anti-Mage, I feel, was a little bit wasted as well. I just don't feel Pulse is taking enough opportunities. They get the big kills and they don't push out afterwards.
Just attack the tower. You've got ages. Plus, like, it's annoying me, dude. I can't help it. It's like, you have ages.
I completely agree, though. I think they're getting to the point where they're going to soon play themselves out of the game, because you're going to have them all trying to get into the mid lane. But here comes a nice call. Onto 2. They're going to catch out Critzy, Alvain. The dunk's not going to be good. And now they actually have to back off. While that's all happening, you now got the Weaver trying to put some chip damage on. There comes the Assassinate. So they're going to try and split up the team here from the side of Ventus. But while this is all happening,
the Anti-Mage.
Yeah.
This is what he's good at. This is what he's good at. It's gonna force someone back, and it's gonna force back the Axe.
Well, because the Axe can actually deal with it, but defended again. Aegis not being used up. No barbacks being forced out. And again, Ventus sitting pretty happy. I mean, they didn't even have to use any barbacks, defend too hard, and Pulse is on the retreat. They can't engage without Rage Boss, so every time the Anti-Mage forces him back, they postpone the game. And postponing the game sits in favor of Ventus.
Yeah, it definitely does. I don't know if it just feels like they're wasting it. Like they're wasting the win they could have had, because they're starting to fall off.
Well, I mean, look,
I mean, they still have ages on this Weaver. Just go for the tower. Go. You've got ages. Do it. So what if you die?
Smacker's pretty much 6 slotted though.
Literally, it's on 85 HP, that tower. They have got no glyph right now. It's on 85 HP. The Weaver has ages. Just go right-click it. I don't care if you die. Right-click it. Because then you can take the shrines. Your team can take the shrines. And it just makes high ground a lot easier to take without the tower being there next time around.
I agree 100%. I mean, try and force something out. Here comes out the bugs. Weaver trying to find something. They do have the rock available. They get this kill. Could be pretty massive. They're going to drop the rock, but just as he goes down. So not being able to save himself. And pretty much, what? 150 gold going to go in favor of Vivid?
Rage Boss trying to split push. Not working out for him.
No, not going to do anything. Critzy forcing back Rage Boss.
Oh, you got hexed! Sorry.
BKB trying to come out. They do bring down Sia. There comes the Vac wall, but Ravage is going to be good. They bring down Smacker. Massive kill here for the side of Ventus. Now Fatty trying to get out of there. Does surge himself up. Fatty going to Manta out. And Rage Boss going down to Jerome as well. So now all of a sudden, defended and Aegis now actually timing out. This will be a massive kill if they actually bring down the Weaver. And double kill going to Jerome. He picks up the kill there onto Fatty. Aghanim loses the Aegis, and they accomplished 0 with the Aegis online.
Pretty much, but I'm sorry I laughed there, but I mean, that Aghanim Scepter on Anti-Mage, instead of him getting hexed, Odie gets hexed, you know, and they were able to take him down with ease after that. So, very good item choice and pick up here for Vivid.
Oh,
But
you
yeah,
can
it's
see
a
the
little
massive
bit.
difference
If
that it
Aghanim
makes.
does get picked off, yeah, it's a bit concerning because he doesn't have buyback. He picked up a heart instead of saving his buyback, which is a little bit risky, considering that you've got the full wrath of Ventus coming down, barreling down the bottom lane here.
See, now what
He's
Ventus is
going
doing
to-
is they're almost now going to force out some buybacks. I mean, if they get 1 or 2 buybacks, that is massive for the side of Ventus. Where Pulse, I feel,
Do they,
didn't put
do they
enough
actually
pressure.
have? Do they
Yeah,
actually
yeah, they
have
do.
buybacks?
They have
They've
on
got
the 3 cores.
Yeah, Odie. They've got it on Odie and Axe. Yeah. Okay, so they should be fine. Yeah, and they're not. I don't think they're gonna even need to buy back. They're up in like 10 seconds, but they
I
are
know,
gonna
but this is,
probably.
they're going to let the Rex drop. They're going to let, because the timing's so close, they're going to actually take a huge amount of damage here.
Yay! He rats. Aghanim got away with it. He's gonna actually get a Rex here. And he gets a range Rex and gets a whole lot of dodge. Okay, so I mean, at least doing something there.
Yeah, if he gets caught, still big problems here for him. But now Axe jumping in, picking up the kill onto Duran. Okay, all of a sudden, things have switched around. Beautiful TPN, I don't even spot it. Now the rest of the team here from Ventus hustling their asses back to try and do something. There comes the call, catches out Mr. Ragebots. BK beat up. There comes the blink out. Almost the wall doing enough work there. Ragebots going to get, trying to chase for more, but they can't catch anything further with that big gush coming out from Crits. He's slowing them down a tad, as well as BKB's being blown.
This is quite huge. The sniper does not have buyback, and he's down for 60 seconds. So this could actually be something of worth. Maybe Anti-Mage decides to go split push, but it looks like the Shrines is going to be the option. I don't think they know that sniper doesn't have buyback, because if they knew that, they would be pushing down mid so hard right now.
But even if they don't, why not force it back? Don't you think, as Pulse
Yeah,
would say,
that-
okay, let's
that
try
would
and
play, yeah.
force that buyback?
I would send Aghanim down to the bottom lane just to finish off the melee barracks there with the Desolator and send the rest of the team in for the mid. Because the mid tower is also on nothing. It's on 289 HP. So, I mean, they could have easily walked away with the melee barracks in the bottom lane there. And, I mean, even if, yeah, like you said, even if they don't know that sniper doesn't have buyback, to try force it out would be the ideal thing to do.
Yeah, like, I mean, I think so far the side of Pulse is doing reasonably well. It's just like certain things that I'd like to see a little bit better. I'm not a pro player, but I mean, I know that, right, okay, we've got a sniper down. Can we draw out a bar back? Okay, we push up high ground. We try and get a little bit of pressure onto the tier 3. Okay, we don't get a bar back. Let's push a little bit more. We had Aegis available. We didn't do anything with Aegis twice now. You kind of think that things are being a little bit squandered, if you will. And the only people to benefit off it is going to be Ventus. I mean, they pretty much, Pulse is allowing Ventus to get away with what they're getting away with. May not be getting away with a lot, but it's still too much.
They finally broke base, which is a good thing. So now all they need to do is just send in the Weaver once again once they try come push down the lane. But it looks like he might actually be in a bit of trouble here.
Stealing out the Sakuchi.
Yet again.
I get him run so fast, he runs like halfway around the bush before he realizes where Seer is. But he's going to still try and focus GCM. That was like 2 attacks coming out from Weaver. I mean, he gets close enough, and then he's going to be one dead Seer. So he's doing a chunk of damage. I mean, I don't know why.
I mean, Aghanim's doing quite a bit. Yeah. He's got that Desolator up with a Butterfly, and now working towards the MKB as well with the Dragon Lance. So, yeah, Aghanim's right clicks do a lot of damage, and it's nothing to play around with. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this works out, because all they need to do now is literally sneak in the Weaver into that base, get that melee barracks, and then maybe potentially go for the tier 4s.
Oh, Vivid. Almost caught out here by Smacker, deciding not to actually pop a Vikinsu this time around, realizing he's alone, and he's just going to actually get sheeped up himself. So he's taken the threat away from Smacker from the AM, as long as they do go a 1v1 against one another. But now Aghanim trying to put a bit of pressure on Kritzy here in the bot lane. It almost feels like there's a stalemate. You know what I'm saying? I think Pulse is like forcing themselves into a...
They're just scared. But actually, when I look at, since we have a bit of breathing, I'm just going to look at the item progression and graphs. But hold on. As I say that, okay, he's just going to do a little bit of damage here. Oh, yeah.
Sure. Call not landing. Okay, so this is postponed it for a bit. They are going to try and defend this bottom lane of Rex. They've still got the melee range, the melee Rex up for the moment. So Ventus, they're holding on. I mean, you can see that they actually want to jump in, but Smacker's
let's look at
sheeping
the-
out a creep.
I would like to actually look at the net worth graphs and experience graphs and all that, just to see where it is currently.
Yeah, we net worth at the moment sitting just under 30k. Net worth we're looking at also just under 30k, all in favor of Pulse. So they're winning, but now Alvin gets brought down, even brought down before the X is done.
And the gem is on the deck.
The deck. Fatty's going to be happy, thanks, I'll take that, and they're going to be out. While that's all happening,
Anti-mage
the
is
rat
doing anti-mage
from,
things.
from Vivid. I mean, this is going to be, they're going to eventually have to say, right, we're going to have to do something about this. They're going to force Pulse
Two
to actually
TPs.
push in.
2 TP's back. Okay. Ooh, he's trying to find him. He's trying. Not gonna work. I think he just needs to stay in that lane. Oh no, but right here in the bottom lane. Ooh.
Well, they're trying to
Rubik-
find some
Rubik just
kills.
goes down.
Smacker dealing a huge amount of damage. Aghanim actually decides to actually Sakuchi in. Buyback comes from Alvin. Now this is what it should have been done a little bit earlier, forcing those buybacks, and Alvin's forced to buyback. But now top lane, we've got Vivid being caught out. Is it going to be enough? He doesn't actually manage to get the dunk off. Didn't actually have enough mana. Going to get slowed down by upheaval.
Blink.
Going to blink away, and he is going to be able to blink up. Rage was just off on the misread, and Fatty just a little bit slow on the Vac, and he's going to
On
be
the
able
Vac,
to get
yeah.
away. Easy peasy. But I mean, look at this. Anti-Mage is being hunted down like a dirty dog.
Yeah, well, no one likes rats. It needs to be exterminated as soon as possible. But they did like go on quite a wild goose chase there to try and bring Vivid down. But he's so tanky at the moment. Sitting with 3k, I mean 4,000 gold in his stash. Got 2,000 to play around with. So yeah, it's quite a while of finishing the Abyssal Blade. I think once he gets the Abyssal Blade, he can actually do a little bit more. But going ahead and split pushing in the bot lane yet again, trying to push out that creep wave so the melee barracks, you know, has to stay safe. So doing a good job on pushing out the lanes here is with it.
Look, I mean, Pulse by all means is in complete dominating command of this game. You've pretty much got the side of Ventus like stuck in their base. The fact that, I mean, you've got Alvin, you see he's actually quick bought up the Daedalus. He's ready to buy that, but he can't really get too much farm. He's not going too far out of the base, and I mean, they're going to jump back into the Rosh pit. So they, hopefully on this Aegis, they're going to actually do something and it won't be the second
Maybe.
time out. I mean, do we
Maybe.
see it? Can we beg for it?
We could potentially, but I mean, we do have people right-clicking like absolute trucks at this point. I mean, you got a sniper with Butterfly MKBWs and plus a Mjolnir, Hurricane Pike, and a Blink Dagger as well, which is pretty interesting. You don't normally see the Blink Dagger on him, but now, ooh.
Oh wow, what a read coming out from Vivid. But I think that turned around and bit him in his bumsies, and he's just going to actually TP out. He actually forced off, but Vivid actually blinked exactly where he forced off. So whether that was the play that he wanted or not, but now Aghanim's trying to do some work on the bottom tower. He's going to actually be... oh, BKB comes in too late, gets brought back into the base. Going to try and time-lapse it up, but Ravage is going to be good into the wall of the docks here. Now the anti-mage Void comes out, but Aghanim picking up the kill onto Vivid. Smacker doing a chunk of damage. In the meantime, Smacker jumping into the base, pop BKB. Alvin goes down. Call not actually catching out Joram. Got to actually shrine it up now. Joram just working onto Rage Boss. Does actually have the BKB engaged, but we've got anti-mage by him back. That's a
Oh,
dieback.
that's a dieback.
Oh my gosh, that is
Game.
massive. This is probably like the best opportunity for actually Pulse to do something. They've still got the rock available. If they want to actually re-engage, this could be massive for them.
Smacker did a whole bunch of work in that fight, but I must say, my hat goes off to Rage Boss. Me making that key call onto that anti-mage the first time, getting him to buy back, and then again the second time, getting him to die back. So, I mean, well played to him. But look at the damage coming out from Smacker at the moment. And I must say, like, Smacker and Rage Boss doing a lot of work here. And this actually could be game. I mean, there's no buyback on this anti-mage. He's down for 80 seconds right now. This could be mega creeps into GG. I think we're going to be seeing a game 3 here.
Ah, there's going to be a game
Oh,
3.
boys, you should have done this earlier. You could
Oh,
have, they could have
this
ended
was like
this
20
game.
minutes. This is like 20 minutes we've been calling for this.
Yeah, they could have ended this game 20 minutes ago. Yes, they didn't have the BKBs, which really helped them in this fight. You know, the Ravage couldn't go off, nothing like that. But What is different this time around is that they do have a sniper and an anti-mage and a Kunkka that actually deal with mega creeps pretty efficiently. It's just going to be extremely hard for them to push out.
Well, they're not throwing in the towel just yet, so they have
They
belief.
don't necessarily have to. They don't, because like I said, they've got heroes to deal with mega creeps. They've got sniper, they've got anti-mage, they've got... Actually, you know, Tidehunter can deal with mega creeps pretty well as well, you know, with a Kraken Shell and Anchor Smash. But if they die again, it's game. Definitely game. But this should have happened 20 minutes ago for the side of Pulse.
Well, Rage Boss is back in. It wants to find something. The X is going to be catching him out. I'm going to actually BKB. So forcing out those BKB charges are going to be big. They're going to be able to probably defend, as you said. They've got the Million up onto Jerome. So he's going to be able to just hold them all at bay. They're just creating time for Vert to come back online. But here comes out the Hex. A little bit of a problem. The Vac going to be okay, but they're not going to be able to follow up too much. There comes the Torrent out. The Rock is being dropped. And Rage Boss trying to get the call off, not actually Hurricane Pike, the wrong person. But there comes a Ravage. We've got Chris here in the deck. And Aghanim in the backlines trying to do some work. But Rage Boss is on the deck. Finally, the axe has been brought down. Aghanim's trying to be focused out. Going to actually just Sakuchi away. While in the backlines, we've just got Jerome right-clicking away. And Rage Boss instant buyback. TP's in, gets his ass back. Going to pop out the BKB. X is not going to hold him into place. While Vivid is going toe-to-toe against Fatty. Going to get sheeped out here, and Smack are going to right-click him away. And I think that is it.
GG,
They call it. They throw in the towel. Anti-Mage is down for 94 seconds, and there's nothing more the side of Ventus can do. I mean, I honestly had big hopes for the side of Ventus, bringing it back. I mean, even though the net worth was in such a huge favor. Oh, but there was a Divine in the field that I didn't, that we didn't even notice. Who was the one that bought the Divine?
I think it might have been Vivid. I'm not sure. I don't think so though. I actually, you know, I missed it as well. So don't worry. You're not.
It was Jerome.
Was it Jerome? Okay, so it was a sniper. So it definitely was from the side of Ventus. I didn't know which one. But I was thinking, wait, maybe not the anti-mage. He had to buy back twice. No. So who's got enough money to buy a rapier? That would be the sniper. Okay, I mean, Pulse. You know, they had the lineup to beat. Pulse had the lineup to beat Ventus, but they needed to do it. Like I felt like they kind of messed around for 20 minutes, and I was getting worried because I mean, Ventus have the late game heroes, but Smacker, my God, you were doing so much damage. That hero, like once he hexed by Smacker, you're not surviving. And I mean, Rage Boss getting those key calls onto that anti-mage, you know, onto the big heroes, those BKBs, once all three of the cores got BKBs, Ravage couldn't really do much, you know, the boat couldn't really do much. It feels like Ventus didn't, they didn't rotate as well as they did in the first game. As well, which, you know, they made quite a bit of space for Vivid to farm and all that, but their rotations weren't as good as was in the first game. But then again, Pulse actually had the heroes to deal with rotations this time around. They had, you know, tanky, survivable heroes. They had, you know, Sakuchi time-lapse. They had the Astral Imprisonment, the Axe Call, the Heal, the Golems. You know, they had a better draft this time around than they did in the game one. So, I mean, well played to Pulse. They pulled it off, and we're going into a game 3.
Right, so guys, don't go anywhere. Go get yourselves a quick drink. Don't make it too long, and we will see you guys very shortly to join us in game number 3. It's going to go the full 9 yards, so hopefully we can see some exciting stuff.
How do you achieve your greatness?
There's no margin for error.
No room for mistakes.
You need total control.
Your success is determined by your grit.
It takes thousands of hours perfecting your moves.
And only the strong survive.
You think you've paid your dues?
You think you're ready to enter the arena?
Think again.
This is the Telkom Digital Gaming League,
This is where legends fight till the last second.
where the action explodes straight through your system.
Each other.
Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and we are back. Game number 3, going the full 9 yards. Things are getting rather spicy here this evening as Ventus and Pulse are going head to head. It feels like Rocky and Creed that we saw so long ago. It feels like we should be playing Eye of the Tiger. I am Jabba, joined once again with the lovely Succubus. It has been a crazy, crazy game that we're bringing you this evening. It is 10:30 on a Sunday evening, and the boys are not relenting. It seems like the bands have eventually started switching out a little bit. Paul's banning out the LD, now banning out the sniper. Says, I am not giving Jaram the sniper again.
Not again.
No, and they ban out the Weaver, ban out the OD, and it switches things up, leaving the slider open for Pulse to actually pick up. The Centaur and the Ogre being picked up on the side of Ventus. Life Stealer for Pulse. I mean, the picks are coming in fast and hard. Perfect vessel for the Life Stealer. I mean, we can just continue about the draft so far. But already, Pulse seems like they got a touch on the upper hand, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, jeez. This combo in the Master Series thus far, Life Stealer Slaughter, it's had, what is it, 80-something% win rate?
Look, it's starting to normalize. The Slaughter isn't picking up as many wins, but
No, I'm
still
talking about
really...
the two of them together. Not the hero on its own. I'm talking about the Life Stealer and Slaughter together. The hero on its own, the win rate's been stabilizing. It was sitting at like an 88% win rate on its own, but yeah, I think the Slaughter is whatever 60-something% win rate now on its own, but still, the Life Stealer Slaughter combo, it hasn't lost many games. But Centaur Warrunner, Slaughter, two of the best offlaners right now in the series this far, but Slaughter more being used as a position for roaming, ganking type of hero, which is absolutely amazing. Gets a Blink Dagger online, gets a Life Stealer to infest him. You pretty much blow up anything, especially with, the Life Stealer Echo Saver into Desolator with Corrosive Haze, that initial stun and bash with open wounds. Plus the feast is pretty gross as well. So it's a very devastating wombo combo to have. I mean, it's going to force out maybe a Silver Edge from maybe even an SF, something to that effect, where you can cancel out the feast with the Silver Edge. But it's still this combo is absolutely it wrecks. So Pulse Gaming have a very strong combo to their team. But on the other side of the coin, you have very tanky support in the form of Ogre Magi, very good skill sets, and plus the Centaur Warrunner becomes a beast. I mean, with that return damage into a blade mail, maybe even a heart.
Life Stealer just chews them up for breakfast, though.
Yeah, Life Stealer does chew up strength heroes for breakfast. We do know that. But OD, not an option for them this time around. They have banned it out. So, I mean, I think they were banning out the OD because they were like, okay, well, we're going to have a Centaur Warrunner on our team. We really don't want the OD to rip it a new one. Let's take it out of the game. Also, it did a lot of work for Pulse in the last game, so not wanting to play against that OD again. Yeah, so, I mean, it would have been an option for Ventus to pick up against the Slaughter on Life Stealer since...
Why not ban Axe?
Hmm?
Wow, why doesn't Ventus ban the Axe if they pick up the Dazzle? Because Pulse has got the opportunity.
But I don't think Pulse would actually pick it up because they've already got the Slaughter on the Life Stealer. It doesn't make sense to have the Axe as well because you've already got your position 4.
I'm looking as an offlaner.
You could pick up the Axe for the offlane, but it's a risk because it's a very greedy draft. But yeah, they're going to pick up the SF for themselves, so Ventus doesn't have that option against the Life Stealer right now. Then it's a natural Silver Edge carrier, so it does cancel out Feast, cancel out all the passives, so it'll be very good against the Life Stealer. But yeah, it's gonna be hard. Yeah, if Ventus have picked it up, it's gonna be hard for them. It's just like they're kind of kicking themselves, maybe. It's like, oh, we banned the OD, we could have picked it against this, But, another very good controlling hero is the Magnus, so maybe be able to do something.
It goes through Rage from the Life Stealer, so decent pickup. What do you think that Ventus is going to actually run as... do you think that's going to be a mid-Magnus, more than likely?
Most likely, yeah, definitely a mid-Magnus. Sorry, Jabba, my mouse and keyboard have decided to stop working.
Okay, let's finish the draft. Let's finish the draft and then you can reset while we do the introductions once again for the team. It looks like she's scallywagged her way out of here. Okay, so Pulse, they're actually going to pick up the Silencer now as well. Magnus, we're going to see what Magnus' position is going to be played. Silencer
boys.
going to be really hectic. I mean, if they can actually drop the silence before the Magnus blinks in, tries to skewer them back, drops their global, going to be really difficult for them to deal with. So they've got the two supports here for Pulse, Silencer and Slardar. Pulse is looking for an offlaner, maybe even looking towards the... I really feel that the Axe would do really well for the side of Ventus, but they've got it for they're going to run the center in the offlane. So Pulse, they're looking for typically an offlaner. Ventus, they typically looking for their mid now as well. If Mag will probably play mid.
Yeah, I think Mag would definitely play mid. I mean, you've already got your offlaner, the center war runner, so definitely
Safe
a
lane
mid Magnus.
Ventus, off lane Pulse.
It could be a safe lane Magnus as well.
Very
I hope
doubtful.
not.
Yeah, I don't
hope
think
not,
it will be.
but it could be. You could build him into the Battle Fury, crit, Echo Saver, that type of thing with Empower. But when you have a spell like Empower, you're going to need a heavy right clicker to compensate.
I was going to suggest maybe the TA, but I mean, with the Slardar on the field, Corrosive Haze is actually going to reveal any Invis heroes, so that's going to be a no-go. They're going to actually look to go for the Dark Seer. It's been doing wonders for them. They've been Fatty and Rage Boss both played Dark Seer in the previous games. Did really well, but they do pick up the Slark. So they've got themselves that Silver's Edge carrier that you were speaking about earlier. We're going to see the Shadow Blade up onto the Slark pretty early in the game. That's going to be able to try and deal with the Life Stealer.
Okay, yeah, it can probably deal with the silence.
Do you know it's also really good?
Silence is a thing that it can probably deal with. Yeah, what?
Is Slark, if he opens onto Shadow Fiend doesn't get the Death Requiem. Just saying. Boom.
Boom. Done.
Boom. Boom, mic drop, boom.
No, but Slardar's the Slark is going to be able to deal with a lot here. It's going to be able to maybe get the pickoffs onto the Shadow Fiend, onto the Silencer just in time. If you get him disabled enough, Silence is not going to be a problem. And you get the RP off into a stun, into into that beautiful spell that he does have in the form of the Double Edge. And then obviously, I mean, you can keep him disabled for days. You've got an Ogre, you've got the stun coming out from the Satyr Warner, you've got the huge stun in the form of the RP. So if you can lock down this team and keep them disabled, it's going to be pretty easy.
Well, it's come to game 3. It is. I think we've introduced the teams enough. You guys know who is playing. So I think it really comes down to the fact is, like, I mean, which draft do you really prefer? I mean, you've got some big hitters here for the side of Ventus. You've got a lot of big hitters here for the side of Pulse. I suppose maybe it's up to the supports that really going to change the tide.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Dazzle's going to have to be really fast on his fingers and get the Shallow Graves off before the silence comes out. Like, it is going to force quite a bit of BKBs because, you're going to have to pop BKB after the global silence. If you pop BKB and then he drops global silence, you're still silent. So you really do need to wait for the global silence to come out. Maybe even bait it out, then go back in with your BKBs. That could be the play as well. But then, if he goes for the Aghanim Scepter Refresher build on the Silencer, it could be pretty disgusting. But, on the Silencer these days, I like the Lotus, not the Lotus or the Rod of Atos into, a Bloodthorn, that type of thing. But it's going to be very hard for him to get that type of farm since he is playing the position 5 here. So I think it's going to be a very poor Silencer. So unfortunately, not a Silencer with items.
Well, he's going to be able to offer the global silence. I mean, if he gets a good couple of kills, or at least gets a couple of those glaives off, aiding towards his intel stack, could actually do pretty good towards the later part of the game, especially if it does go late. Already, Smacker doing quite a bit of damage here to Jerome, so taking a chunk of damage already in the mid lane here.
Now, it's going to be hard for this Magnus to go toe-to-toe with Smacker. Yeah, I'm going for that Empower first, which you see a lot these days, just to help them last hit, get the creep waves, relatively even and low, so that he can just last hit with shockwaves. So once the creeps are bunched up nicely, he's got some levels in that, you can definitely get the creep wave low enough evenly just to, easily shockwave. I think that's the only way you can really hope to farm and right-click against a smacker when he starts getting that necromancery up, and he's already got 6 charges to his name, so it's going to be very hard to last hit against us, and he's going to have to watch his positioning as well, because Shadow Razors are not fun to deal with early. They do a massive amount of damage. A huge nuke early game.
Well, already the pings are coming out. It seems like it's going to be a safe lane try for the side of Pulse, and it's going to be a safe lane try for the side of Ventus as well. Already doing a little bit of work here on Rage Boss, actually forcing him out to use the Surge. Can Alvin get close enough to actually throw down the Ignite? He does. Hasn't reached level 2 yet, so doesn't actually have the stun. Vivid trying to actually get the pounce. If he did, that was going to be one dead Rage Boss. That was
Yeah,
super
definitely.
close. Wow.
That was very, very close. Unfortunately, the pounce did miss, so he's unable to, shrine up if he wants to. It is available, but he got lucky enough and got a regen rune, so no shrining have to be used. So he's still got that option for him, which is really nice.
Now,
It's not a nice thing when you have to use a shrine that early and then have to, basically stay back all the time until the shrine is up again. So getting that regen rune, a little bit of luck on Rage Boss's side tonight.
well, I mean, it seems like it's going to be a little bit of a slowish game. I suspect things are only going to start getting a little bit saucier when we get the blink up on the Slardar.
Yeah.
When we get the blink up on the Scent, I think we're going to be in for a little bit of a long one until those do come offline. But they come the rotations. Smacker getting smashed up. And Sia picking up the first blood. Dark's Dazzle, you little beauty. Probably going to be transferring into the core position and leveling up the plus 60 damage at Talent Tree 15. You know I'm only joking, but I mean, sheesh.
Gonna carry Dazzle.
Right-clicking Dazzle, people.
Go for that 60 damage, boys. No, but I mean, that's almost impossible for the SF to run away from. Without boots, I mean, you've got the Ignite into the Poison Touch and then a Magnus to just, finish you off with a Shockwave. There's no way you're getting away as an SF like that. Very, very good rotation from them.
Yeah, now the ganking boys are back for the side of Ventus. We saw how much work they did in Game 1. Game 2, not so much. And they're already putting a little bit of pressure onto Smacker. They've even forced Fatty to actually come and support the mid lane, not allowing him to actually jungle or farm up that blink. So slowing him down a little bit, and this is what the teams need to do. This is what Ventus needs to do. Force Slardar from actually farming, create a bit of pressure in the other parts of the lane. Because if he's not farming, he's not getting closer to that blink. If he's not getting closer to that blink, the threat's off the map, and if the threat's off the map, it allows Scent to get his blink a little bit quicker, and it gives them a little bit of an upper hand this side.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, even without a blink, you do have
Stampede.
Yeah, no, not just Stampede, but I mean, you've got the sprint coming out from the Slardar, so he doesn't necessarily always need a blink to initiate. So even if his blink does get slowed down, it can still work. But now Fady's going to attempt to try kill an Ogre Magi, maybe even a Seer just getting a cheeky right click.
Oh, no, Alvin, he's going to be the cheeky one, but there comes the sprint. Going to get stunned out. Going to try and run close to him. He does have the Iron Shell, so Alvin taking a chunk of damage. Dazzle, he hasn't actually got the grave just yet. Vivid going down. Massive big jumping there coming in from him. Being a little bit too aggressive, underestimating the strength of the Iron Shell. And double kill going for Rage Boss. I mean, that is massive here for the side of Ventus, dropping those two players.
And unfortunately, Seer was still level 2, so he didn't have the Shallow Grave. He couldn't save anybody, but now sitting at level 3, so just getting it now. But unfortunately, didn't have Shallow Grave that fight and that time around, so unable to save his teammates. Sentinel Ron dropping very, very low, and shrining up a bit. I think he just got low from jungling the creeps here.
Now, what do you think the next item we're going to see on the Centaur is going to be? If he has a great start, generally we see the Hood of Defiance. Or do you think he's going to go straight for Blink?
Look, he's going to have to get the Tranquil Boost to survive in his lane. He's going to have to get that.
Quick ball attack, but after that, what can we expect to see from him?
Look, a casual Hood of Defiance into a quick pipe is very, very good for his team. Like, you have got the Stampede. You have got the Magnus RP. You don't necessarily need to rush a Blink on your Center War Runner. Look, I mean, like I said, they've got the Skewer, they've got the reverse priority. They quickly just rush Blink on the Magnus, and then you've got enough initiation. I mean, Stampede, you can get to the heroes where you need to be, but I do feel like maybe a pipe in this situation, like a rush pipe, is maybe the better way to go, since you do have quite a bit of nuke. I mean, You got the SF ulti, the Requiem. You've got the razors. You've got Iron Shell plus Wall Vacuum. It's a lot of magical nuke. The silencer does a hell of a lot of damage as well. So definitely, I think pipe, rushing pipe on him is going to be maybe the better option because they do have enough lockdown. They've got the Magnus. They've got the Stampede. You know, it's not necessarily you know, their only way of initiating onto this team. So I don't know. What's your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree?
I think the blink is going to be big, and I think Cent actually needs to get the blink first. But you know, it's going to really see how the beginning parts of the game actually turn and pan out. I mean, if you can get that control, I mean, we've seen a lot of Magnuses already opt to actually go like Echo Saber first,
Yeah.
Arcane into Echo Saber, into Blink thereafter, and then opting to go for the Blink. But
that's generally when they have more initiation on their team. But I think, honestly, for me, this game, I think he's going to have to rush his Blink Dagger onto the Magnus. Then he can go for Echo Saber, whatever the hell he wants afterwards. But I do feel like a pipe is going to be necessary here for the side of the side of Ventus. They've got a lot of magical nuke to deal with.
well, I mean, the pipe would be really good. What I've noticed is that Fatty's actually been summoned to the mid lane. Going to get that experience up. Going to try and get a little bit of extra CS to actually get him closer to the blink. But the side of Ventus needs to actually realize this and say, right, guys, the SF's missing. He's in the jungle. We've got to do something and stop him from farming because, I mean, he's got level 4 into his Shadow Razors.
Well,
he's going to clear the jungle super quickly. He's going to get super farmed.
That's the problem with an SF is that, yes, he's susceptible to ganks. You can shut him down pretty nicely, but he's always going to catch up because guess what? He can go to the jungle and Shadow Raise the creeps. It's a hero that can actually catch up, and all he needs is 1 or 2 items, and he can start making pickoffs. And I mean, that ulti still does huge amounts of damage for his team. So, I mean, it's for me like shutting down an SF is all good and well, but he's always going to catch up. He can farm creep waves in the jungle so fast. So I mean, unfortunately, unfortunately, he's gonna get big no matter what. It's kind of like, okay, let's shut down the alchemist, guys, but he's got Greevil's greed. He's always gonna get farmed. It's, you know, you can try, but there's not much you can do because heroes that have that catch-up mechanic, but like Lifestealer, for instance, is a hero that you can shut down and keep shutting down because he doesn't farm all that fast. He hasn't got the skills that clear creep waves like no tomorrow. Even his infest doesn't get rid of creep waves instantly. Well, unfortunately, the catapult getting the last hit on the tower. Aghanim tried his best to get that last hit, but unfortunately, going down to his catapult. But I mean, Aghanim's pretty close to his armlet right now. I mean, he's 200 gold away from the armlet. Got the Blightstone in his stash as well. So maybe armlet into Echo Saver. Then into the Quick Desolator, the pretty standard Lifestealer build these days. But he's been left pretty uncontested. I mean, he's sitting at what? 0, 0, and 0, and he's just literally been farming. He's casually now pushing the tier 2 without a care in the world.
No, he's sitting 64 and 15 in terms of last hits. The closest then is Smacker, sitting 58 and 18. Then the Slark, then the Magnus. But Slark, he's also just sitting back. He's going to be farming up. The question is, I mean, can you actually deal with let's say, a decently farmed Slark versus a decently farmed Lifestealer? You get the Shadow Blade up on Slark, you get maybe a PKB, you get the Scotty, you get himself the Echo Saber. I mean, you've got a Slark that is going to be really difficult to shut down. I mean, he's going to have the Shadow Blade, so even if they pop the global, it's going to be really difficult.
Doppler getting ban-hammered here in the mid lane.
Handled,
yeah. We had Jerome go up into the high ground and just skewer him right back into trouble. So very easy pick off onto the silencer there in the wrong place at the wrong time, my friend. No, but the thing about the Slark is that yes, he can go toe to toe with the Lifestealer if he gets enough stacks. If he gets enough Essence Shift stacks, he can pretty much take down any hero. Yeah,
very quick.
Very quick on those fingers. Yeah. It does look like Rage Boss actually might pay for his sins here if they can get enough heroes to rotate in. But yeah, like I said, I mean, all you really need is some lockdown for that Slark, and they have it in the form of the Magnus. I mean, just imagine it in
Magnus on
Slark with an in-power Magnus RP. It's going to rip the team of Ventus a new one.
Well, look, I mean, if
Like-
one's not
like,
enough,
he
they're
needs-
going to
he
give
needs
them
enough-
2.
yeah.
So I think it's...
He needs Essence Shift stacks though to do something to the Life Stealer, because I mean Life Stealer can pretty much hold his own up against a Slark, but a very farmed, very fed Slark, no way.
So it's going to really come down to the laning phases, and then looking at the laning phases, I mean, 3 for 3 on the scoreboard at the moment. Let's take a quick look at the net worth at the moment, sitting in favor of Pulse, about 3.5k. Okay, that's relatively big for 10 minutes into the game, and the experience is also pretty similar. So, I mean, Pulse definitely working their way to having the lead at this point in time. Look, it's easily recoverable as soon as the Magnus and the Slark start... and the Centaur start actually teaming up. I mean, their team fight is going to be ridiculous. And you know what we forgot about to even mention is the damage reduction from the Stampede.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, but that's only really legitimately affected by if he gets Aghanims, where they can actually evade like 70% of the damage. The Scepter damage actually, sorry, it's not 70 anymore. It was reduced by 10%. It's the Scepter damage reduction now sitting at 60%. So upgrade Aghanim Scepter is something definitely very viable this game for the Centaur War. Now we don't see it picked up that often, unfortunately, but it is massive. It is huge.
Well, I mean, I remember in the previous patch, and I don't know if it still exists, so correct me if I'm wrong, but Aghanims on a Centaur let you run up and down mountains, am I right? Does it still allow you that?
Yeah, you go through trees, you go through hills, you're like flying on the map. So Centaur Warren Stampede with Aghanims is ridiculous. But what is nice is that, okay, well, you always want to tank up your Centaur, because even without Aghanims, Centaur's ulti is based on his max HP, well, his strength. So they can only be trampled once, but the damage that it does is based on your strength. So you always want to tank up the Centaur Warrior just because of that. Not even just because of that, but also because return damage is absolutely ridiculous. But it's something that you want to do, is get a tanky Centaur Warrior. But definitely Aghanim's very, very viable. I don't know why it's not picked up as much as it used to be.
Do you know what I see? A blink on the mag. They're going to spot out Mr. Ragebots. There comes out the silence. And cancelling out the RP, but Fatty catching out Mr. Duran. Going to actually stunning him out. There comes Skewer back. Mr. Ragebot's going to be able to TP himself out. Does get Corrosive Haze down. So with all of that smoke ganking, stopped in its tracks.
Happened. Well, unfortunately, the Skewer missed. Literally by like a hair, that Skewer missed. They could have maybe gotten a pick-off onto Fady there, but it does allow Rageboss. I mean, Fady created enough distraction for Rageboss to TP the hell out. So, unfortunately, nothing really coming off that gank. But, I mean, nice try nonetheless.
Well, RP not expended.
It's only 50 gold. It's
and
only
RP,
50 gold. Yeah, there was no big ultis expended there. So it's not that bad.
Well, Global's down. Global's down, which is
Global Silence down. So that's baited. So that's good. So they could probably maybe force a team fight here, since Global Silence level 1's quite a big cooldown, 130 seconds, and it's still down for another 30 seconds. So they maybe could force the issue here. I don't know.
Well, tier 1 going down here to Rageboss. It looks like the side of not of Ventus don't want to do anything about this. They're just going to actually just let it tick away. Dazzle, Ogre just sitting in the back lines here. Maybe trying to see if they can find a pick off. Silence playing relatively safe, sitting behind those creeps. And there we go. TP coming in from Jerem, going to defend out that bottom tier 1. So Blink up on to the mag. He did rush it. Didn't even go back for his arcane boots. Generally we see mags going for arcanes and then into Blink.
Yeah.
But this time round, straight Blink up onto the mag.
He's going to be rushing that Echo Saver next. So Mana Boots not in his near future, and it's fine. I mean, they're going to get Mana Boots on the Ogre. They're going to get Mana Boots on the Dazzle, which they already have anyway. But huge rotation coming out here for some reason. Are they going to use all this whole rotation just to try pick off the Rage Boss? I don't think so. They are following Fady into the jungle here, but he is pretty damn fast with that sprint. And they might actually get a tier 1 tower here in the form of Smacker. And one more. Yeah, there we go.
You know, that's really ridiculous.
So like, it's weird. Like, 4-man rotation, trying to catch some heroes, but then they end up getting an objective in the mid anyway. So kind of a wasted rotation. It's a bit unfortunate. They didn't catch anybody out.
Well, look at this. Look how ridiculous this is. Fady, he's got himself the Tranquils. He's got himself the Windlace. He's got himself almost the Blink in like 5 gold. Looking at the Magnus, Okay, Magnus just TP'd you, silly sucker. I'm trying to find you here, bro. He's got himself brown boots, bottle, start shield, and a full wand. He's got the Ogas, but I mean, look how close Fatty is to getting his blink. Fatty's now got his blink. And how much of a threat is Fatty going to be compared to Jerem on the field now? Because they both got blinks. The blink was revealed. Now Fatty's going to come into the fight. And
Center Warren is a big concern. Center Warren's a big concern. The only difference is that the Slaughter has a life stealer that he's got inside of him half the time. So I think when you barreling down that type of predicament, I do think the Slaughter life stealer combo is just a little bit more concerning. But then again, you have the Magnus to worry about as well. So not only are you going to get a Center Warren to initiate on you, know that the RP is there to follow up. But it does look like they do find out Vivid. They did smoke up. The life stealer is inside the Fady. Maybe they can make something happen, but oh my word.
Oh, wow, 3-man crush, but they're taking a big chunk here. They're bringing down Jerem rather easily. The open wound's even being used up there. There comes out the global silence, and Aghanim's bringing down Dazzle in like 3 hits. And a good night, Sweet Alvin, being brought down as well. As the chase continues, they're going to be able to get Vivid out of there as well as the Scent. So 3 for 0 trade. I mean, that big play coming out from Fatty, massive play there. Using the Stampede, trying to close the distance. Vivid left alone versus it was a Rage Boss. The Rage Boss not even going down.
Yeah, I must say the global silence was absolutely on point as well. I mean, yeah, they initiated with a stun, but just as the stun, was coming off cooldown with the whole stun duration, silence comes out.
Oh, Requiem. See him, the amount of damage that Vivid took there. Even being graved in case there was a follow-up and not actually going down. So losing tier 2 tower as well off the back of that.
The new curse is so gross though. I really hate the new curse. Like the arcane curse, like you can't do anything because the more spell damage you do, the more damage you're taking. So it's just so annoying, the new curse. I prefer the older one when I play against Silencer. But you know my
ever
feelings on
like
Silencer.
playing against a Silencer?
I never like playing against Silencer.
No,
I
never.
like being the Silencer though.
Never like
honestly,
playing
that
against
hero,
it.
That hero is just
But
it's
look,
really annoying to play against.
we got an Aghanim inside of the Slaughter again, so be prepared. They've been pinged out. They have got a sentry observer in the mid lane, so they do actually see the rotations coming out from Ventus. Nice ward placement over here. Let's see what they can actually view. They can actually see quite a bit deep far here into the jungle up until this point, quite far down into the lane. So this ward giving them a whole bunch of information. They still do have Aghanims infested here into Slaughter, so they're going to be
Not
trying
gonna
to see if
find
they can.
anyone here, unfortunately, though.
Oh, top lane though. They going to try and bring it down Smack, and they do. Fatty not being able to actually get the crush off, kind of a misplay there. Still being able to bring down the Ogre. That is so much damage. I mean, they didn't even get the crush off. TP's out. Aghanim gets like 2 right hits and boom.
Yeah. It's the corrosive haze coupled with, the open wounds and infest. It just does so much damage. I mean, Lifestealer is right-clicking a lot harder than he should with the corrosive haze. Plus, he's got that Blightstone in his inventory as well. So your arm is literally reduced to absolutely nothing against that combo. That's what makes this combo so devastating.
Oh, big blink stun comes out from Critzy, then followed up by the silence. Vac wall gonna be good. They do bring down Vivid, and now Critzy trying to stampede out. Not gonna happen. 2 down here for the side of Ventus. Jerome trying to throw out his shockwave. Not going to do anything. RP down for 59 seconds. Can't do anything. Can't defend this tier 2. And Pulse, they're just going to take it easy. Right click it down. And even if they do jump in, there's a wall that is defending them behind.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate because every time they get a good initiation, Global Silence is right there.
The funny
and
thing is,
they're very far away from BKBs or anything to evade it, They could potentially maybe get a cheaper item like a Yule Scepter or, gradually build that up to maybe evade the Global Silence. But you have to be so quick on your fingers to do that, and now Rush is the call. And to be honest, Pulse could literally end this game in the next 10 minutes if they so wish.
Yeah, I mean,
if they keep getting initiations like that, and I mean, Doppler's global silences have been so on point. It's been absolutely perfect. So if they can keep doing this, it's game.
Well, I mean, even looking at when they brought down Smacker, they killed SF in the top here. The call was still to chase down the side of Ventus. I mean, they'd lost the SF, they'd lost their big right clicker, their mid laner. But the strength of the side of Pulse just shows how strong they are, that they don't even need the SF. They don't even need his presence of the Dark Lord. And they can still do so much damage without the SF around. I mean, generally at that point, you lose your mid. You say, okay, guys, my mid's down, just back the flip off. Just leave. In the meantime, Pulse just like runs in and shreks. Or should I rather say Ventus ran in? I should say rather say Ventus ran in and Pulse.
Look, they need to get that silencer in the RP. They need to get him before he can global silence, because that's really what's messing it up. Yes.
But why is Slark not jumping him? Why is Slark not going after the silencer?
Well, that's the thing. He can't. They've been 5, and the problem is that like after they initiate with the stuns and everything like that, sure they can disengage easily, but like I said, Doppler's global silences have been completely on point. As soon as they initiate, guess what happens? Global silence. And they just got so much damage output at the moment that they easily can deal with the heroes that have initiated on them in 2 seconds flat, because corrosive haze, the aura, the presence of the Dark Lord from the SF, as well as the life stealer that's got a huge amount of items right now, almost got a full desolator up, armlets plus echo saver, and now ages as well to add injury to insult at 20 minutes in. It's exploding out of control here. And now we do have, I mean, they've got a wind lace plus sprints on the Slardar. So I mean, not only has he got a blink dagger, but he's going to catch up to you no matter what. His movement speed is absolutely ridiculous, 365.
He always got the
what are you
full
going to
staff.
do?
Almost got his
Yeah, he's
full
almost
staff
got the
as well.
4 staff as well. Yeah, and now we've almost got a full pipe onto the Darkseer. So we've got mech, mana boots, and almost a pipe onto this Darkseer as well. So it's just, and a silencer that's supposed to be dirt poor is got 2,000 gold to his name with mana boots. Yeah, sure, he hasn't got his magic stick. He's been buying a lot of wards, but it's still pretty farmed, for a solo support essentially. I mean, if you look at the item progression on the other supports, it's not that great. I mean, yes, they've got the same items, but they don't have the same amount of gold in their stash, and it's 2 supports buying wards instead of 1. It looks very bleak at the moment, and I mean, you do have the Shadow Blade up now on the Slark as well, so he could potentially now make those pickoffs with that item. You just need the Shadow Blade and you're good to go, Eventually into the Silver Edge, which could cancel out the feast from the Lifestealer, could make things a little bit easier. Going for that Echo Saver as well, so he's pretty close to that. But yeah, I'm worried about this Magnus. He can't initiate. He's trying, but he gets stunned up and then immediately silenced. It's a very hard game for them at the moment.
I mean, have you even seen the Scuddy on Smacker? I mean, I don't know if you noticed that, but I mean that.
Yeah. I was about to get to Smacker, but I thought it was just gross. I mean, he got a full blown Scotty into Dragonlance on his way to a butterfly at 20 minutes. I mean, you don't get bigger than that. That SF is huge right now, and 200 last hits, 203 last hits, 20 denies at 20 minutes in. This SF has just been rampant. And it's evident because he can farm creep waves in jungle so damn fast that he can literally out-farm anyone here on this map right now. I'm still waiting for the empowered Slark though. That could be pretty decent. I mean, empowered Slark is a little bit ridiculous.
Has he even been empowered? Has he even been empowered?
He hasn't had the chance. There hasn't been a chance. I mean, the initiations have been on point from Pulse, but I mean, yeah, from Pulse. No, my word. From Ventus, the initiations have been pretty on point, but again, they just get silenced and stunned and then die. There hasn't been an opportunity for the Slark to really do anything. What he needs to do now, when he's got the Shadow Blade, is go hunting. Buy himself a smoke, hunt with a smoke. As soon as his smoke gets popped and revealed, get the pick off. Get out, get the pick off. Start feeding off for the team. Start making space for your team to actually do something. Ideally, you want to get the silencer, because he's sitting at 900 HP, almost 1000 HP. He's pretty weak. He hasn't got a magic stick or any stats to speak of really, so it's a pretty easy pick off for the Slark. Now with the Shadow Blade, maybe he can make it happen. I don't know, we'll have to see what works, but
I think he needs to really target the silencer, even bait out the global, and then once the global's down, and then the rest of the team can actually initiate, because with the global silence, it's going to force the teams into buying Mentas, buying BKBs, just to actually deal with the silence. Because as soon as you get the initiation coming out from Ventus, silencer just says R, boom, and you got to stop. whatever you're doing and just get out, because then when that happens, Life Stealer, Slaughter, SF, they're just going to chase you down and actually make complete mincemeat of you.
And I mean, like, by the looks of his, you know, his skill tree and everything. Okay, he's not level 10 just yet, but at level 15, he's going to be able to get that 60 gold per minute, which is going to help him quite a bit. So if he wants to go for a refresher, that's 2 global silences. So it's like, okay, we'll get, and by that time, the side of Ventus will have BKBs, but guess what? It just pops refresher and silences again. There's your BKB wasted. So it's going to be very hard for them. And, you know, he's getting quite a bit of gold since they've got nice towers. They've won pretty much almost every team fight here. So, you know, when your team is doing well, it's easy to solo support. It really is. Because you get your items up even if you're solo supporting.
Yeah.
It's not fun for them at the moment. They need to make something happen. Like I said, maybe just get the pick off for the Slark, kill the silencer, and then go in and try again. Because you've got a huge wombo combo, but they haven't had the opportunity to use it. I don't know. You give me your opinion. What do you feel needs to happen here?
They have to delete the silencer. The Slark has to find silencer, melee him, even pick up a Bloodthorn himself, so he can't even cast, or an Orchid of some sort, just to stop the silencer. Find him, deal with him. Once he's dealt with, then the team can actually initiate. You can get the good wombo combo off that Ventus has, and then make a play. But at this point in time, the global silence is absolutely shrekking the side of Ventus, because as soon as you initiate, you have to back off as soon as that global is done. Unless they play it out, wait it out, get BKBs, excuse me, get Mantas, then make a play. But I mean, the way that Pulse is actually bringing the game to them, they're really looking at finding their spike.
No. Okay, so now we've got a hand of Midas on the silencer with a 60 gold per minute talent tree that he will inevitably level up as well. So he's going to get his items up now. And, you know, like a silencer, I mean, at 20 minutes, he's already stolen 12 intelligence, which is pretty annoying because your mana pool gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and his damage with Glaives of Wisdom just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's not a nice thing to play against. And the build that we normally see on silencers these days is the Lotus Orb, I mean, not the Lotus Orb, the Rod of Atos with the Bloodthorn, followed by Aghanim's Refresher, you know, that type of thing. And it's pretty nasty to play against.
Do you want to maybe mention the Rod of Atos is on a Slark? Do you know what that does to a Slark?
Yeah, goodbye, Slark. But it's not just that. Like, think about it. I mean, Rod of Atos, Bloodthorn, on a silencer that's, you know, stolen a hell of a lot of intelligence. Plus, at level 20, he gets the 30 attack speed. So not only is he going to be doing a huge amount of damage as a support, but he's going to have huge attack speed, you know, with Lockdown, Bloodthorn. He's going to crit, and it's going to be disgusting if it happens. I mean, this game could go either way right now, but the way it's going, it's not going to be a fun game. And if they carry on like this, they could potentially win the game in the next 10 to 15 minutes.
Do you know the thing is, we're both worried about the silencer. I mean, I think it's the silencer that's actually making the big plays here. Yes, you're getting a lot done with the Slaughter, you're getting a lot done with Aghanims and the Life Stealer. But everything comes down to the silence. If they can bait out a silence, I feel that Pulse can be a little bit caught unawares and be
they can do
on the back
something.
foot.
They can do something. Look, they always have Surge and Vacuum to maybe disengage. But oh no, Silence comes out again for a solo pick-off. And that's worth.
Oh, they pick up.
Maybe not for a solo pick-off, but it was still worth. I mean, I suppose you can't stampede away and, you know, kind of leave open wounds. You know, just it's got nothing to do with it, but looks like they are going to be able to push down the bottom lane. Yeah, global silence is down, but your Centaur is down. Your big tanky frontliner right now is down, and they're nowhere near the bottom tier 2 to actually defend it. So, I mean, this is going to be easier tier 2 for them.
And they're just taking easy objectives. But look, now this is the opportunity where Ventus can strike back.
Yeah, but
this is when the Jedi Knights have an opportunity.
Yeah, but then you have a life stealer that's going to come back to life. Look, Aegis is going to be reclaimed in 2 minutes, so they need to make something happen with Aegis in the next 2 minutes. Otherwise, yeah, sure, you've denied it from the other team, but, you know, you push down to tier 2, but you could potentially rack with this, if you wanted to.
Well, look, it looks like Pulse is pretty happy taking it to the late game. Slaughter also picked himself up by hand of Midas as well. So this is also going to be super scary. I mean,
Midas is good. Midas is good. It gives you XP. It gives you gold. Hold on. They're going to go into Smacker here.
Here comes the Stampede. They used RP on one. They're going to probably bring down Smacker, but the rest of the team coming to the mix. Not going to get the Requiem off, but there we go. Aghanims and Rage Boss in it to win it. Kritzy taking a chunk of damage. Aghanim trying to bring him down. There comes Open Wounds as Kritzy's able to... No, he didn't even manage to TP away. Magnus managed to TP away. And Fatty looking for more, tries to get the crush off. And Slark
That
managed to
was
survive.
beautiful. Yes, the SF went down, but I mean, Rage Boss bought him enough time to get to, you know, I mean, obviously he wasn't able to ulti, but I mean, when he dies, he does leave a big wake. He does leave quite a big spell damage when he dies. But I mean, beautiful play from Rage Boss, beautiful vacuum wall. It was just amazing. And they just have Fady and Lifestealer to just follow up with that. I mean, Global Silence was down and they still want to fight. Global Silence is now up. So they've still got that to play around with.
Well, I mean, they've taken down the
There we
tier
go.
3.
Now they can take shrines. They can take shrines now if they really want to. But looks like Rage Boss might be caught out here. If he's not careful. He's got Surge in 1 second, so he should be just fine. But I mean, that mech and that pipe is doing so much work as well. It has to be said. But that fight definitely goes to Rage Boss. Beautiful combo there.
Well, silence, and they destroy Vivid. Now that is a
Slark,
massive pickup here for the side of Pulse. And it looks like they don't want to take this too much longer. They're going to try... Okay, that was a very random crush coming out. But the TP comes out and the bash, not good enough for Fatty. And Dazzle going to just TP his way back to base. And yeah, easy peasy for them. Pick up easy 2 kills, bring down the Centaur, push into the high ground base, bring down Vivid. And Global down once again, but RP not available. Well, 1 second, so it is going to be available now. But
yeah. It absolutely destroyed the stock. It felt like they were taking down the Dazzle. You know, he went down that fast.
he's so soft at the moment. I mean, Vivid at the moment, all he's got to his name is the Shadow Blade and the Echo Saber. Trying to probably build towards that Skadi, even into that Silver's Edge with that Ultimate Orbital. Give him a little bit more tankiness.
Yeah.
But he just can't get there. Every time he shows his face out of the base,
Now he gets destroyed.
Fatty's
Face out
there.
of the base. But I think now they just wait for the next rush and then go Rax. Finish off the Rax mid. It's pretty simple. But they did, however, take the bottom shrine. The top shrine is still available, so they've still got that to TP2. If they do want to contest Rush, they can. Rush should be up in the next 2 to 3 minutes. And they've still got the top shrine to TP2 if they do want to contest Rush. But they have to be careful because Global Silence will be up at that time. It's up in 44 seconds. It's going to actually be up before Rush is up. So yeah, it's going to be a hard Rush to contest. And they, like I said, they're nowhere near to the BKB or anything like that. So, I mean, Global Silence is a real problem right now.
It's going to be a big problem. We got another infested Aghanim inside of Fatty, but there comes the Stampede. They're trying to find out Doppler. This may actually be pretty good, and they make easy work of him. And now this is what they need to do. But Fatty, Lifestealer comes in, picks up Vivid. Alvin got the Ghost Scepter, going to keep him alive for a moment, but not going to be good enough. They bring him down eventually too. And buyback available on Vivid. Don't know if they want to actually use it or force it back. The silencer is down. This global was not used, so it's going to be available when he respawns. This could be a big opportunity for them to jump in or at least force the buyback this time. I mean, now they're forcing it.
Echo Saver on Lifestealer is absolutely ridiculous. Now he's got a Hyperstone to his name as well. He's going to be going for that. Probably going to be going for, I would say, the AC. But, I mean, the Echo Saver, the 100% attack and movement flow is just ridiculous. And, I mean, this is such a fast Rax. Look how fast this guy is attacking.
And it's just him. And it's just him hitting
It's just him. It's just him. But looking at his talent tree, he didn't even go for the attack speed. He went for this Fireball stats, which is, you know, I generally would pick that anyway over attack speed if I have a stat option. But then he's got the 25 plus the 25 damage as well. And it does look like Mr. Rush is going to be respawning in, hold on, wait. Come on. It could be anywhere between 8 and 11 minutes. The 8-minute mark is coming up literally right now. Let's see if it spawns.
Oh, make easy work of the Centaur. They're going to make easy work of the Seer. 2 down, easy peasy. They're
But
going
I
to
mean,
use
it
the
just feels
global.
like Vivid's going down like just way too fast. Way too fast. Okay, so here we go. Rush in the next. It's going to be up in the next minute and a half. So it's going to spawn at like the 9 minutes, 9.5 minute
Another
mark.
earlier minute marks. Okay, so it's going to be really scary now for Ventus to actually have to deal with that. I mean, in the first
And
game, Ventus
the
gave
top-
us a beautiful showing.
Yeah. The top shrine is no longer available now for them to TP into, so they can't even contest Rosh properly if they really wanted to. The aggressive wards on the side of Pulse is, I mean, they will be able to see the movements of Ventus pretty easily with that, unless Ventus smoke up and catch them off guard. You have a huge blink RP into the Rosh pit, could be pretty massive and could actually turn the game around for them. Because now there's huge killing sprees to almost everyone on the side of Pulse's name, so it could offer them quite a big chunk of gold and XP, something that they desperately need right now.
Well, I mean, looking at the lineup here for the side of Ventus. Now, I don't think that the Ogre and the Dazzle has contributed so much this game. Maybe the Dazzle a little bit more. I haven't seen many weaves being dropped down by the Dazzle. I don't know if you've noticed.
He hasn't.
any
I don't think
weaves.
he's had time because of the global silences. Like, he can't really do anything. Yes, he can heal maybe Shallow Grave 1, but he goes down really, really quickly. I mean, he's sitting with a small amount of HP, only 1,000 HP. Almost got his mechanism, so maybe he can contribute that. And once he gets the GG boots, he can always GG boot the global silence off himself. So then he'll be able to free himself up with, you know, healing and shallow graving, dropping down the ulti, that type of thing. But again, GG Boots is very, very far away from him. So, but it's something that he desperately needs. He needs to be able to debuff that global silence on himself. So he does free him up to, you know, use the shallow graves, use the heals. But like I said, it's going to be very far away. Vivid trying to get a solo pick off onto Rage Boss, just not doing any damage right now.
I think that was more of an escape, but
Yeah,
Rage
as well,
Boss
but
was actually in the way.
Yeah, he tried. I think he tried to push the tower over there. It just didn't work. But oh no, Doppler goes
that is a pick off they
down.
needed.
That is something they really needed. Yeah.
Okay, so, but yes, Fatty, they're going to miss the stun, but pops out Aghanim. He's going to actually shadow dance his way out of there. Fatty trying to break the distance, trying to blink in. One man RP, finding Aghanims, and Jerome reckons, okay, that was a mistake. Let me just get out of here. And so be it. Now, Aghanim's trying to bring down or find Alvin. Gonna actually throw out the urn, gonna prevent him from actually trying to blink any further. Alvin gonna go Scepter up, taking a chunk of damage, still does go down in the top lane. Kritzy makes you also go down to the one last right click. Easy blink.
Oh, Jerome in a bit of trouble.
And he gets away. Jerome trying to just run around the rest of the map. He's gonna skewer the Darks here, gonna have to BKB. And that was
That's unfortunate.
a 10-second BKB.
Yeah, he tried to take the bottom tower here, and then, you know, dropping very low because Rage Boss was hot on his tail. Tried to TP out, but then Vacuum was just up, and he cancelled Jerome's TP, and then got chased around. But unfortunately, panic BKB. That's a bit of a waste, but I mean, he did try get the tier 1 tower at least.
Well, forced out the glyph, not even creeps around, and they pushed out the glyph just for a solo Aghanim. Now it's going to be a hard task to actually defend this. They've got Smacker pushing in the top lane. He's just trying to bring that lane in. Aghanim's going to lead. Although Smacker's got the Aegis. Vivid trying to close the distance down Aghanim. There comes the Vacuums. Global being used. They lose Alvin. They lose Sia. Kritzy going to use Stampede now. Not going to be to any aid. It pops out the Infest from Aghanim. And now the 5 from the side of Pulse still alive. Well, this is all happening. Smack in the top lane makes easy work of the tier 3. And I think this is the GG push that we've been waiting for. 32 minutes in.
Smacker's just like going ham on the other barracks there. Has ages, so they can't even do anything to him. They're trying to...
Beautiful RP all of a sudden coming out of nowhere. It's a little bit too late, but they're doing the work that is needed. There comes the curse out from Doppler, but Mag still going down. Beautiful RP, but not enough as they get taken out. And this was a big deserved win here for the side of Pulse, desperately needed as well. This, I think, puts them in around about the mid tier of the Masters division.
When you stick to the meta picks, you win game. No, but honestly, they really did play well. They played that absolutely perfectly. And I mean, Doppler, man of the match here. I mean, his global silences were absolutely on point. Of course, Fady Aghanim doing a lot of work. Smacker becoming just out of control with the amount of items he has. He just farmed like an absolute beast. And Rage Boss dropping up some huge combos, cancelling out that TP from the Magnus, forcing him to use his BKB. I don't think it was a force. I think he just kind of panicked. But, I mean, Pulse playing exceptionally well this game. They really did deserve this win this time around.
Yeah, much better performance.
7 to 26. I mean, if you've got a compendium, win a game under 35 minutes, they got it right.
Yeah. Well, a lot better performance from Pulse. I think in the second game they were playing a little bit more hesitantly, a little bit more afraid, if I could put it that way. This time around, they had the heroes, obviously heroes that they were really comfortable on, and they just closed the gap rather quickly. I mean, we had heroes from the side of Pulse that could do really well and excel really well into the late game, but it wasn't even needed. They prevented Vivid from beginning those pick-offs. They prevented Joram on the blinking Magnus, the blinking Centaur, not even to close that gap, and did really, really well. And so, I mean, Pulse played their lineup perfectly.
They really did. And my hat goes off to Doppler. And those global silences were just absolutely on point. They just couldn't do anything. I mean, beautiful RP coming off from Jerome at the end there. But by that time, you know, they're very farmed, got a lot of items. They can sustain for quite a while. Got a pipe and a mech onto the Darkseer. And I think he finished the full GG boots before the game ended. Yeah, he did. So, I mean, they've got so much sustain. The life sealer with the arm that toggles, you know, he had a perfect game. He didn't die once that game. Just a note. Slaughter, the huge initiator, the guy that's supposed to go down, died once. Also Rage Boss didn't die once that game, and no, it was absolutely massive. I mean, this team just played absolutely brilliantly this game.
Clinical.
It was precision Dota, but very well played to them. They did deserve this one.
Yeah, well, I
But
mean,
Ventus played out their hearts as well. They had some really good plays tonight, some very good drafts.
I think
But
this
yeah, I
team
mean,
looks a lot better. I think
it looks a lot
this-
better. It was
yeah.
much better than the last Ventus lineup. It
I think
definitely
maybe
is
just a
some-
little bit of drafting issues. I would say
maybe not drafting issues, more than objective issues, positioning issues. Look, you know, like in the second game, they were kind of scared to do anything when they were a lot stronger. They just need to realize when they're strong and when they're not. I think that's one of the bigger problems there. But I mean, they are looking a lot better than they used to look. So I mean, well played to Ventus. You guys did really well.
Alrighty, well, with that said and done, we're going to bid you guys adieu. It has been an amazing Sunday evening bringing you this Masters DGL matchup between Ventus and Pulse. Pulse eventually taking it 2-1 eventually to start getting some points up on the board. Puts them pretty close to the mid part of the division. But I think from ourselves, hopefully we see you guys during the week for some more DGL Masters action. It's going to be moving into the round 8 slot. If you did miss, there was also a game taking place tonight, White Rabbit versus DC. I actually don't know the outcome of that game, so I'm going to change things around one or two things in terms of points. But yeah, do stay tuned during the week to see any upcoming games.
We're in the second last round this time around. So, I mean, second last round of leg 1 is coming up next week.
And
It's going to be interesting.
things are getting super close. Don't forget that the prize pool this year is going to be $1 million rands, people.
1.5 million.
1.5 million rands.
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger than last year. But yeah.
So big money on the line, big tournaments to be played. So with that, I think we're going to leave you guys with that kind of a juicy bit of information as we say goodnight to you. We hope that you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Don't be too panicked tomorrow about it being Monday. Hope you have a good Tuesday, a great Wednesday. And when the weekend comes up, have a drink for us. But yeah, it was actually your birthday on Friday. I hope you had an amazing birthday, Succubus.
Yeah, I definitely did. Thank you very much. I'm still reeling from the weekend, so.
I would expect nothing less.
But anyway, people think straw rum is a good idea. It's not.
Who are your friends?
Yeah.
Jeez, they're
But
more like
anyway, guys, it was fantastic casting. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And with that, I will say goodbye and good night.
Good night and God bless.
How do you achieve your greatness?
There's no margin for error.
No room for mistakes.
You need total control.
Your success is determined by your grit.
It takes thousands of hours perfecting your moves.
And only the strong survive.
You think you've paid your dues?
You think you're ready to enter the arena?
Think again.
This is the Telkom Digital Gaming League.
This is where legends fight till the last second.
where the action explodes straight through your system.
Here one minute, gone the next. There's no heart beating inside your chest. It's